Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 489th episode of the GeekVerse podcast, 11 away from the big 500. I'm the Clown Prince of Pele, Trasnell, and I'm joined by...
the sing-along Kirklin Patzer.
I am the Acolyte, Taylor Field.
Can I ask, why does Elizabeth Olsen have the background? I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but why?
I
how
was
did
just
that
thinking,
happen?
why is Lady Gaga not actually the background?
Yeah,
That'd
what
be more
happened
fitting.
here? Kirklin?
I was
you
just...
know, Kirkland's not a part of the Gaga generals like me and Taylor, you know? Sorry, he's not a part of that
I'm
group.
going to do a quick transition here. I got to get
Yeah.
one.
It's just like the nudity shot from
Throw this one in there
Barcelona.
quick.
I thought that was of Gaga. I'm like, man, we have so many. Do we have ASMR guy tonight? No ASMR guy. I love you guys too. Yeah, he's talking about Chris. Call me Top Gun 45. Chris from Marvel Alliance is his ASMR guy. So he does have a great soothing voice. Chris, like,
He does.
yeah, Chris definitely like he has great career right now. Probably better than all. He's a fucking vice principal. So he's better than all of us. What is this? What is this?
There, I'll
Red
remove
Tails or
myself
some
so you can see. It's Lady Gaga in the promo for Top Gun Maverick. So here, you'll see.
I know what he's saying, but I feel like it's still not going to do that well. Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
dear.
great picture, but yeah, when Taylor put it up, she was completely blocked, so it just looked like the side of a plane.
It's like Tom
Fucking
Cruise.
Christ.
Yeah, it's Tom Cruise in a Lady Gaga wig and everything like that. But
We'll try
no,
this
Chris,
again.
obviously great career going on, but he definitely could have had a career as like a radio DJ or something like that, like one of those smooth
Late
talking
night.
ones.
Late night.
100%
radio,
late
yeah.
night. Yeah. Oh, I can't.
Taking
John
callers
Tesh. Do you
and
guys
stuff.
know who John Tesh was?
I've heard the
Remember back in
name.
Kelowna?
I've heard the
Yeah.
name. Yeah.
He used to host Entertainment Tonight, I'm pretty sure, and then he hosted like radio shows. It's one of these things that he was in Kelowna, but it wasn't. They just record like a radio show, and then they record like 50 different million, like here in Kelowna, here in Vancouver. Like it's like, yeah, we know you're not fucking here, you know. It's like anytime the fucking Summer Games Fest, like, oh, Rock, you here? Rock, hey Jeff, it's great to be. Yeah. Anyways, we'll talk
I still
about
have
that.
to watch that. Still
Yeah,
have to
well,
watch that.
yeah, we talked about the Summer Games Fest, then we got to bring it up in the originals tomorrow, which that's what you can do. I'm jumping ahead of Taylor. Is the Patreon exclusive episodes. We got the originals recording this week. Sorry, today it's not going to happen. We're going to talk about some fun stuff.
Moving like body positions.
Like the fucking Exorcist over here, my God. But,
sorry, audio listeners.
Yeah, but that's why you watch the video, you know, or go to our TikTok. Maybe we'll cut this out. I've lately Taylor was gone, so he has no, like, you can't blame him. And I actually have like multiple TikToks ready to go. I just haven't had to, because there's certain times when they go over a certain minute, I can't download on my phone. I gotta go a different way. I gotta upload blah blah blah. Woe is me. But I have some couple good ones stored, so I will get back on. It's just been a busy fucking couple weeks. We still got, this is like the end of, like, not the end of it actually. I feel like once Obi-Wan ends, I feel like we get a little bit back to normal. It's that Obi-Wan Miss Marvel grind, you know, because we got to do the news, we got movie reviews, everything. So, and plus the boys, fuck. But originals getting recorded this week, and then a couple weeks, the Brent Butter will be getting recorded. And yeah, head over to Patreon. You can get 3 exclusive episodes. I will try and confirm Patrons tonight, but I'm pretty sure that the next afternoon is happening the 25th. So just look at that as a tentative date. It'll be probably, we might actually do more. Well, I'll talk to the guys first, but we might do a morning one if they're available, because we haven't done a morning one in a while and stuff like that, even though that means Carl's going to join. So fuck, you know, that guy didn't do an after 9 last month. So nice not to hear from Carl. You know, I miss everyone else, but Carl, man. And the good thing is, he's like, I'm so bitter with these things. I can't listen to the GeekVerse. It's like, oh, good, he can't hear me trash him or anything like that.
Is that
So
your accent? That's your...
no, I don't know what it was. It was like my loser accent, but then I wondered, like, what's... Oh, I'm Carl. Oh, yo, I guess I mean Carl. I mean Gotti.
What the fuck is that?
Sounds
What
like
accent?
Liam
I don't know who you are, but I would find you. No, I can't do those type of accents. I really
Yeah.
can't. Just character types. But Taylor Field, where can they find us? Because yeah, literally like the past few weeks, we pretty much had like a cast a day, an event today, whether it's a gauntlet event, whether it's a review, newscast. It's just popping up. And like I said, it's not really stopping until the end of OE1. We got multiple days where, like I said, put this in perspective, folks, and this is why support us by listening or support us by going to Patreon and supporting us, because we have 45 episodes this month and there's 30 days in the week, so do that fucking math for you. So Taylor Field, where can they find that all?
Ladies and gentlemen, you can find us with your internet connection in the search bar. GeekVerse.ca is our home base. GeekVerseCast is our Twitter, and GeekVerse...
Oh,
on
fuck.
our... What was I going with that?
I
GeekVerse
don't know.
Podcast on our Facebook. Did I say Facebook already? GeekVerse.ca is our home
I
base.
think so.
GeekVerseCast is our Twitter. GeekVerse on our Facebook. Yeah, okay, we're good. The main 3.
Nice.
You
Checked off that box.
You kind of made it through. I don't know. We'll give it to you a little bit of half point and stuff like that. But you know,
You
it's
didn't
fine.
stick the landing, but you
No.
you executed.
No.
It's no good. It's
I'm
no
on the
good.
side of the plane still, just like
It's no
Get back
good.
in there, Taylor. It's so good. He just
Get
leaves
back in the
call.
game.
Yeah.
It's no good. It's no good. But yeah, lots of stuff popping off. Like I talked about Chris from Marvel Alliance, got the podcast network, which again, because I've been so busy and they've been so busy, I'm pretty sure I have to check 30 days in a week. Yeah, that's my fucking life right now, Clay. 30 days in a week, but 30 days in the month. But I have to check. I'm pretty sure that just had its 2 years anniversary, so I have to check. That was all on us because we've been so busy. I'm pretty sure it was June 2nd, so I'll look into that and have to make a little announcement. So that's been going strong. Yeah, lots of great shows there, lots of great people other than Clay, and yeah. I think now same thing with Joe doing that thing weekly. There's pretty much a podcast a day over there. So anything related to GeekVerse or Geek Alliance, there's just content for your ever longing needs and stuff like that. If you're a person that drives long hours in the week and everything like that, what we do is for you because there's a show every fucking day and something. So you got that going on. Manscaped, but you hear a bit about more of that later. And then finally, well, go to the links below and you can find everything. And then finally, a big thank you to everyone on Patreon. And then a big thank you to our Patreon producers at the highest tier, which is the Phase 4 tier. Aaron Braden, April Darkness, Carl Ritchie, and Smalley Biggs. Aaron, if you're listening, I don't know if you are, but I had to talk to you soon because he's a big Jordan Peele fan. I'm excited to see what he thinks about Nope coming up. Obviously, I've not seen that new trailer, thankfully, so I did not get spoiled like some other people. But yeah.
Watch out in every movie that you go see because it was in my last one that I saw, Jurassic World.
they better not play it for Lightyear. That'd be really upsetting.
I think we're safe on that one.
Hey man, I thought I was safe, honestly. Like I got Nope, and then I had Minions back to back, and I just thought that was a weird mixture of trailers. Because like it's not like a Conjuring level trailer, but like it's freaky, and there's kids in that theater for sure. I feel like I would have been scarred.
Yeah, I guess. I just like I'm not. I think there's a difference of playing a kids trailer in front of a bunch of like a family movie where I don't think you're gonna play Nope in front of a full on just like kind of kids movie for Lightyear. Like I'm gonna highly guess that we're not gonna get the Nope trailer for Lightyear. If I am, I'll be shocked. You know.
Yeah, and then you got to run out so you don't get spoiled because that one revealed a lot.
Yeah. Oh, and that I can't remember. We talked about it during our Sonic review. We got some sort of adult movie. I can't remember what it was. And it was like the kids aren't going to be into this at all. But
It's probably just Top Gun.
I think it was Top Gun. Yeah, because Paramount, we were like, kids don't want to see this fucking thing, but apparently they do because that thing's the highest grossing movie. It just passed Doctor Strange this weekend, which is fucking
That's crazy.
nuts. So,
Yeah.
and you're gonna get a little update in that because I got the movie. I got a bunch of drafts to update in this episode, so it's gonna be
Hell
a good
yes.
time. So we got a packed episode, so let's get to it. No scuttlebutt, no dancing around it. Joker 2. It's funny, we went from, a couple weeks ago to, oh yeah, there's a meeting with David Zatt, like me and Dylan Kirklin covered, like, oh, there's a meeting, Todd Phillips is meeting, let's see how that goes. And then the next week, oh, they're doing Joker 2, there's a script, and they're, holding the script and all this stuff has a title. And there's all the speculation what the title means. And then lo and behold, a week later, we get two fucking bombshells yesterday. Now we're going to talk about them both in depth. And we have lots of good Patreon questions. So I'm excited to get into them about this topic. Because I feel like this is definitely one of those. I love DC because, man, they just know how to fucking stir it up. Whether they're bringing back Keaton, whether they're killing off Affleck, whether they're letting Ezra Miller like throw chairs at people and get away with it. Like they're always keeping things hot and spicy, and there's always something. I'm just joking about last one. Calm down. I hope Ezra gets some help. But I like people. Oh no, Travis, it's not a thing to joke about. Blah blah blah. It's like I just saw a photo of him the other day. He's fine. Is he kidnapping a girl? Is he not kidnapping a girl? Who knows nowadays what Ezra's up to? But apparently he's still in the Flash. I like that Taylor has no idea what I'm talking about. The good thing is, don't worry.
Oh, I know. I read that. I read into that.
Yeah, which again, that's where you look at everything. People say like there's one I had a really good laugh. I watched Film Junkie show the other day, and it was like Ezra Miller kidnaps a girl and is on the run. But then like an hour later, it's just like there's a photo of him like hanging out with this girl and a bunch of people. So it's like he's not like it's like you can't really believe anything now with both sides. But the good thing is DC every once in a while they're like quiet, and then they want to create a shitstorm of like good news, bad news, talkative news. And you talk about a news that was just all over Twitter yesterday. My timeline's still filled with either memes, hot takes about it. Actually, surprisingly, I like a lot of excitement about it. But we got two things. We got Joker 2 is happening, obviously, but Joker 2 is going to be one, a musical, and then two is going to feature Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. So I want to shelf the Lady Gaga thing because we got a lot of questions about Lady Gaga, Harley Quinn, stuff like that. I want to start with probably this like more minor one. Phil, I want to start with you because you just said, I think you said interesting or intriguing. So I didn't get your read on what you feel about Joker 2. Now, I don't know if this means like it, because there's variations of musicals where there's musicals where like every 5 minutes there's a song. There's stuff like La La Land is a musical, but I feel like you get a big musical set piece and then it takes like a 20-25 minute break. And then it's like back to a musical. Like it feels more like a movie mixed with a musical. Like it doesn't say what particular it is, but what is going to happen is you're going to have presumably Joker and Harley Quinn having music numbers, doing all this stuff. So what were your first thoughts when you heard the musical aspect?
I mean, I'm not like a super big musical kind of guy, but that being said, like I love Mary Poppins, I love Sound of Music, I love Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and
It's all musicals. You love musicals.
Yeah, he loves them. I love one musical. You love like 5 more than me.
So yeah, there's a few that I do enjoy. Now with this, I'm intrigued. I was not expecting or anticipating them to just be like, yeah, balls to the walls, Joker 2, a musical. That's not the name.
Not the title. But Joker 2, balls to the walls.
But yeah, it's just such a interesting transition. But I mean, it's interesting enough that I'm very intrigued by it because this is the kind of thing that DC should be doing. We got to get DC out of the norm of the classic cliche superhero movies that seem to not be working for them. Do interesting new takes like the Batman. That was a fantastic new take on that. And then do more like what I guess the Joker again. That's another good example. Is unique. And then all these other obscure characters. Let's get into it. So something like this, a musical, is such an obscure, different thing that hasn't been done in superheroes before, except in Hawkeye. And maybe DC saw it as like, let's do that. So maybe that's where their inspiration came from. Then Hawkeye episode 1. So who
Todd
knows?
Phillips was staying up at midnight, just like, fuck, man, look at this. He's like he's texting Joaquin, you watching Hawkeye right now? And it's like,
Fuck.
Joaquin's
yeah.
like,
Oh my God.
I fucking
just gonna
love
call you.
Hawkeye. Yeah. Holy shit, man, this pizza dog character, man. I made a mistake not being Doctor Strange. Fuck.
But I think it's great. Like there's so many good components that can be stacked together with this, and I don't necessarily feel like I need like back-to-back singing of songs like every 5 minutes. If they space it out like 25 minutes or whatnot, like I just watched West Side Story the other day with Madison, and I quite enjoyed that. So
Again, another one you liked.
well, is that oof like bad? You don't like it?
I don't know. I think West Side Story in general is just like the fact that you have some guy who killed your brother and then 5 minutes later you're fucking him. It's just
I
a
had a
weird
problem
dynamic.
with that too.
Oh yeah, you should have a problem with that. It's a weird story. Have you ever seen West Side Story, Kirklin? Yeah. Don't worry
Not
about
selling
it.
me
It's a
on
good
it.
romance for watch with Shay. She'll enjoy it.
What? No, skip. There's so many other things you could be watching or shit. Yeah, no, I didn't watch the whole thing, but I saw enough because and this is where I'll go next just because I just wanted to address S-Bubs. He says, Travis trying hard to be excited about a musical. So I am excited about this one. I'll get to why in a reason. That I'm not completely opposed. There are musicals I do like. La La Land is a top 10 movie for me. And I've told the story many times where I win La La Land. I was like, oh, this fucking hype that's going. In the first 15 minutes, I go, it's just another fucking musical. Here we go. But then that thing just changed me. And that's a special movie. Dewey Cox, another musical that I just absolutely love. You know, it's a great story. What's wrong, Kirkland? Why can't I love Dewey Cox? It's a musical.
You can.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, I think there's other ones or there's times there's a musical episode, but it's not nothing I like seek out too much. I've seen some of the classic ones, but about one and that's it. And maybe I should revisit them. Maybe I'm changing around. You know, there was a time in my life I didn't play Call of Duty. There was a time in my life I would never touch Elden Ring. So maybe I should dive deep back and try some of these out. I'm sure Emily would fucking love that. But I've always said this, that I'm a complete hypocrite. I can believe superheroes. I can believe the Batman. I can believe a man takes a potion and turns into an incredible green monster. But when people start singing in the middle of the scene, I go, this is fucking lame. Like, this doesn't make any sense to me. Like, there's talking through, like, song. Like, this, like, what is all the parts? But now, the reason I'm excited for multiple reasons. And this is why people are just fucking fickle. They're so fickle, and I'm fickle sometimes too. But people that were not already excited for this, well, that doesn't matter because you just skip it. And two, I feel like I saw so many people that were on the fence about Joker 2 being like, at least this is something different. And this is exactly what you need. This is why I don't get people that like, I'm not calling any names, not saying Fanboy Clay before he gets riled up in chat, but people that like read all these comic books and see all these shows. Like there's so many different genres, and the fact that even if you're not into it, you can still, that's a great idea because that's what's going to keep this going. That's what's going to keep, we've always said this, why things like Joker, the Batman, Logan back in the day, Deadpool, stuff like that. I'd even say Birds of Prey. Like these are things that were a bit more unique. Now in Birds of Prey's case, it didn't exactly work out, but those other ones did. You just need variety because eventually, yes, people always go, superhero fatigue is not happening. Absolutely. Right now it's not. Doctor Strange made a bunch of money. Thor's gonna make a bunch of money. You know, Black Adam hopefully will and stuff like that. But like, Batman made a bunch of money this year. You got to be different, or eventually people will tire on them. They'll be like, "Oh, it's just another movie." Now, how do they market this? That's what I'm very excited for, and I'll ask you guys after, like how much they actually show. But I think this is great. I think it's also a completely different audience too, because no matter what, and I don't care, it's a class expression. It's not show business, or it's not show friends to show business. This is making money. It doesn't even matter. We've talked about this before. This even helps it now because I feel like this widens the base now. Everyone joked that, Joker 1 was like for the white incels of the world. Well, you're getting the complete opposite. One, you're getting Lady Gaga and you're getting a musical. You're hitting the gay community in a huge way right there. Like Lady Gaga is like one of their big ones. So it's just like, it's a complete different shift. I think it's just like, it's super smart. It's because right now, sure, you got Hawkeye, right? But that was an in-world, like, hey, this is a show in the world. We've not gone a superhero musical, but this is why it works, or supervillain, because of one, Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, and I'm assuming what's going to happen with Lady Gaga's Harley Quinn, which we'll talk about, they're going to be fucking nuts, and they're going to be crazy. It lends itself to that, because just like the first movie, when you go, what's real, what's not, none of these music numbers have to be real. They're all in their head. They can have so much fun.
Yeah.
You could have Joaquin Phoenix riding a fucking elephant. Why? Because he's fucking nutso, because he won't take his medicine, whatever it may be. And that's why now, even in retrospect, I love Joker 1 even more now, because I thought it was super awkward when he is... I liked it, but I agreed with you that there was an awkwardness to it when he's going down the stairs, right? And the music's playing, and then it just cuts, and the cops are like, hey, and it was like, oh, why doesn't the scene, like the song kind of flow in with it? Like it flows, then it turns into the score. For me, I always took it as like in his music, it's like rock and roll, but in real life, it's sad. But now it almost is like that was the start of the musical, and he's starting to live in his own fantastical world. So I think this story, more than ever, of Harley Quinn and Joker falling in love, being completely insane, works tenfold. So I'm so excited for it because, again, it's something different, and I can't wait. So Kirklin Patzer, one, what do you feel about this? And two, I'll ask you first, how much do you think they're actually going to market this as a musical? Like, do you think they're going to be showing like La La Land and stuff like that, like West Side Story, like a bunch of musical numbers in the trailer, or are they going to play that kind of quiet, and then once you get in the movie, you're like, fuck, like there's a lot of singing in this, just for those people that like... Because from jumping to Joker 1 to now, the insanity part works. But still, Joker 1, super dark, gritty, makes you feel like shit type of movie. To jump to like song and dance, jazz hands is a big leap.
Yeah, I've seen many musicals. I feel like this one will be a very different like take on the musical genre though. Like I think it'll be not just like every scene is gonna have like a big song and dance like number. Like I think it'll be incorporated really well in the plot and just like in the story in general, and like you're saying of just like this person or people that are just like tripping out of their minds. Like I think it's really gonna like make it work well because on how well they tackled like just the heady and mental stuff that happened in the first one, right? Like I know they can tackle these things really well, and now it's just a whole nother element of bringing in like a musical thing. And like in regards to marketing, I think for like the songs and stuff, it's like, yeah, they are gonna have to market it as a musical for sure, but I don't think you'll be seeing like people spinning on cars and stuff like you did on like a La La Land marketing thing. And I could be totally wrong there. It's just for my initial thoughts on this. Like for this is nothing that I would have expected them to do, but it's really, really exciting. Because it is so different and fresh. Because I definitely agree with if they just try to do more of the same of the first one, I think you're just setting yourself up to fail in that regard. So this is just bringing something, yeah, like fresh and new. But sorry, getting back to like the marketing side of it, I feel like there's gonna have like a big main song by Lady Gaga, like
Oh yeah.
attached to the movie, and then like that'll probably be like a big song in the trailer and like marketing things. So you'll probably see her singing for sure, and then maybe I don't know, like a duet sort of thing. Like that's just what my initial thoughts that I can like picture for like some commercials and marketing material for the movie, because it's just so hard for me to see this as just the musicals that I know of or that the ones that I've seen because Joker on his own is just so different, and like what that team did for that movie, and like it was just a really really unique film, and I think adding in a musical number, it's going to be very very different again. Even though it's a musical, it's going to be like a very different type of musical. But all in all, like I think this is really really exciting. Really really excited to see Lady Gaga. I've only seen her in a few things, but I've liked everything that she's in there. I'm not a part of the Gaga group,
Generals.
whatever the Gaga Generals. Okay,
Not
sorry.
group. Group is not as distinguished as the Generals.
The Gaga
now,
gay
you know?
boys, whatever
Yeah,
it might be. But yeah, no, I think she's fantastic, and I feel like this is something that like I would have seen like a fan cast thing. It's like, oh yeah, like in another multiverse type thing, and then just to have this like news now, it's like this is wild. Like all cards are off the table, or whatever made up saying you want to insert there. But really really cool, and yeah, I can't wait to find out more. And I think this is just gonna be awesome.
Well, yeah, and that's a good transition to actually Lady Gaga getting it. And I showed that out there with Clay saying he could see a song being called Mad Love. Absolutely, because that's what I think lots of the story will be based on. As far as I can't wait to see how we do get there as far as, with her, because there's been different versions of her falling in love. Sometimes she just wants to be famous and she falls in love with a Joker. Like, I'm excited where we get there. But yeah, so let's get into the second part of this where, yeah, we talked about this last week, and this is where I could say I was wrong, because I said, okay, yeah, the obvious jump is Harley Quinn, but there's always part of me like, are they going to do a Harley Quinn? Like, are they really going to pull that trigger? Because that's a big thing, especially right now. We'll get into it. People have questions about, like, Margot Robbie, established character, established actress. Like, that's where, for me, it was different when people go, oh, well, you got these many Batmans. I of course want all this multiverse stuff, but at the same point it was very different where you have the young Batman, Robert Pattinson, you have Ben Affleck, who's supposedly on his way out or is just going to do cameos, and then you have Keaton, who's a much older, the legacy Batman, right? That's coming in to like have the Andrew Toby run. So that's what it's like. These are completely different. Now the characters, I guarantee you, are going to be completely different as far as how they're portrayed with the directors, but still you have two ladies that are relatively in that same age range going to be playing a very similar type of the Harley Quinn falling in love with the Joker type. So that's where I thought, they might not do that. But like I said, I'm very happy. I was talking about this last week. Very happy this was going to happen, because we were never going to get that Joker Harley in love story with the Leto and Robbie version. We'd already passed that. Like we had that chance. It was done. I think Leto's like gone with that role. I don't know. We'll talk about if Robbie's going to be back or not, but it was like, it's too late. They had Squad, they chopped it up, it's gone. So this is the perfect opportunity to do it. And I love that, again, Todd Phillips, yeah, he's not the biggest comics guy, but he knows enough to make it happen. I love that we're in the state now that Harley Quinn is getting another top tier actress playing her as a character. Like, that just raises that character even more. Like Catwoman, it took, Pfeiffer did it. I'm talking about on the big screen, not counting the 6/6 show. She did it in 92, and then we didn't get Halle Berry to like 2005 or something like that. Like, it was a long time, but now already we got new Harley Quinn. And yeah, Lady Gaga. Because have you ever seen A Star Is Born either?
No, I've seen some of it. Unfortunately, I fell.
Were you
asleep
not a
during
fan?
it,
Oh, you
and
fell asleep. Oh,
no, it
it's so
sucks
good.
too, because I was
Oh,
like,
it sucks
the
too.
movie?
Wow,
What?
Jesus.
no, the whole situation, because
Fuck.
like I watched it, and I watched it with Shake. She really wanted to watch it, and then I woke up and like rolling credits, tears like rolling down her face. She's like, that was just an experience, and I'm like, oh man, like will you watch it again with me? She's like, no, I need like a cool down period. So like it's been some time, and we haven't rewatched it because I know it's so good, and I think I was just like starting to hate. Like I was at the point of the movie when you started just like hate Bradley Cooper for a little bit, and then
Oh yeah.
I was just like, oh, this guy's a fucking piece of shit here, and then I fell asleep. So very
That's
very
fair.
limited experience with Lady Gaga in the role, because she's
Yeah.
like just like basically introduced.
I thought I was gonna sneeze. Sorry. That's why there's
curious what happened
that's why
there.
there's awkward pause. Yeah. So you guys have known this. This is one of my questions. We'll get into again from patrons. We got some good ones, but I for years have been ringing the like she has to be Ivy, she has to be Ivy. Like, and it's just so funny the way we got there because it's like I thought she was the perfect combo for her and Robbie to be together. I'm like, man, you throw Margot Robbie, Lady Gaga on a fucking poster, that's bank right there. People want to see that. But no, I guess someone at Warner was like, no, like how about we just have her be like Harley Quinn? Like let's just do her like have that happen. You go. So that's the thing, like, I am disappointed. I think Ivy is still like a tad bit better of a casting. We'll get in that after because we're gonna do some fan casting. But even then, Gaga is underratedly one of the best actresses around for somebody. She was a show woman. Like you look at her stuff that she's done before, it makes sense. But still, you can do that in a music video and on stage, and that's different when you get on screen and stuff like that, right? And everything from American Horror Story to Star is Born to House of Gucci, she's fucking great in House of Gucci. That movie, very, very wavy, very rocky roads and stuff like that. But like, I think Lady Gaga is perfect casting for this. Like again, she's one of these things that I would have won Ivy, but this is like just another great cast. Yeah, sure, I'll take that. And the good thing is with this Harley Quinn, now we have this confirmed, with her falling in love with the Joker, I feel like it's almost going to be a bit easier because we saw in Joker that lots of times the Joker is a liar or we don't know his backstory. We know his backstory here. Now, that doesn't justify everything he's done, but we know about the abuse. We know about his mom. We know about the Waynes treating him shitty. We know about all these things. So once it's this idea of this crazy guy and then she talks to him, whether he is using it or whether he's actually just kind of relaying this info to her, he does have a tragic past. So you are going to have this Joker who is more sympathetic, and that is almost a way to use it for the mad love story. So, and again, if they want to make this a musical, you get the double entendre, just like with Star is Born. You get this great actress, but also can sing fucking big time. You have, like Clay was saying, like this record is going to do so good because I think the movie's going to be a hit. I really like. I just don't see why people are so like, oh, they shouldn't be making this. It's like, other than your wants, I get that, but it's just like this on Recipe Now sounds like it's such a thing that, again, like the first Joker, you couldn't take your eyes off it, like you had to see what it is. I think this is gonna have that same thing of like Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn in a musical with Joker.
Yeah.
Like it just has it like I gotta see it to believe it. And again, people that are so mainstream will see it because I hate to say this, we'll get into Robbie, but Gaga is a bigger star than Margot Robbie because not because of the acting, but just like that top tier star. You look at what her albums and music did in the past. Fucking Lady Gaga's a mega star, and that's where it's gonna be funny. It's gonna be like Leto versus Joaquin, where I wonder if like this is gonna happen and this movie's gonna make a bunch of money, unlike Squad, unlike Birds of Prey. And I know people are joking about it, but like there's a chance, it's not a real possibility, Lady Gaga gets nominated and wins a fucking Oscar for this. Now that's a huge leap, right? But this is a sequel to a movie where Joaquin Phoenix won an Oscar for playing the Joker. So it's not that big of a leap. And the Oscars want to give Gaga an award. I'm telling you, they want it to so bad. And she I think she actually deserved it for A Star is Born. But
did she get an Emmy for American Horror Story? Like
she did, yes.
She did. Damn,
yeah,
look
so
at that. She's gonna get what's the like the
EGOT?
Yeah, the EGOT.
Yeah.
Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, I think so she might have it, but I think technically what she has it for in the Oscars is she got for Best Song. I think the EGOT. I don't know. I feel like she's won a Tony. Someone look it up if she's won a Tony. But I feel like
the Tony. What like award?
Like
is that?
Broadway, like play and stuff like
okay.
that. Yeah. So like, but I think like people count the Oscars as like the acting award. So it's like, yeah, technically her and Bradley Cooper won an Oscar for a song, but I think they want to look at that as like, no, it's the big O, an acting one, and it's not out of the possibility, So let's see.
Like she won for Love for Sale, whatever that is.
So she won a Tony, right?
I think so.
Okay, so then she's an EGOT person.
Let
But
me read the full article.
But
here.
again, not an acting one. SBub says, will the Joker 2 soundtrack be bigger than Suicide Squad album? Squad albums debuted at #1 top Billboard. That's tough because that Squad album back in like 2016, that had some huge hits on there. That was played around. I'm trying to think if I would take that bet or not, if it would be #1. I'll say yeah. I say it will just because I want to hope, but I don't know because what I'm going off is Star is Born was massive and all those songs like Shallow's massive, but this won't have the same, I don't think, bombastic like feel good moment. So maybe not. Maybe I'll take I'll take number one for a while, but I'm not too confident on Kirklin Patzer. Looking to show
So she hasn't won a Tony. That's
Okay, so she's been nominated for a Tony, I guess.
Someone
probably.
was joking about how they should have did like a Star is Born Broadway like version just for her to get the award. But
I think Jennifer,
I guess she already has like an Oscar because of what you said with Star is Born.
Yeah, and I think because Jennifer Hudson, she just got an EGOT this week. So yeah, and there's a couple other questions about Black Label, so we'll go there. So Taylor Field, what do you feel about Lady Gaga's Harley Quinn? Don't talk so much about the future for Harley Quinn yet. We're gonna talk about that. We got some Patreon questions, but just they come to you, and that's what's happening. Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn, approve, disapprove, excited, meh. Where are you?
I mean, I'm gonna approve it. I have to be insane not to.
Just disapprove. Get this
Disapprove.
shit out of here.
It's like in Pineapple Express, illegal.
He has a big phone.
Yeah.
I think she's fantastic, and I think it just goes to show one of these fantastic artists that can just step into the movie realm and just really deliver. She's talented, so I'd love to see her as Harley Quinn. I don't see any problem with them having like doubling up either, like multiple Harley Quinns right now.
Not yet.
No.
That question's after.
Oh, that's an after one. I didn't know that was part of the future.
Yeah. Come on, I'm doing the cutouts tonight,
Ignore
boy.
that.
Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
No, I just think she's gonna do fantastic. I think this is definitely just a wacky kind of character role that she can really deliver on, and I want to see her like in the costume. I'm curious like what kind of like Harley Quinn costume we're gonna get. Is that wrong? I'm gonna leave it alone. Leave it alone.
No. You're fine. Yeah. Leave it. Don't say anything. Don't even say anything about it. No. My question I'll pose to you though: are you going to be disappointed if there is no costume? Because I think there is a strong
Full
possibility.
naked scene is what you mean? Like
Wow. Well, yeah, Joaquin Phoenix, just like his dick's
cock
painted like
out.
the Joker. Yeah. When he gets a boner, it smiles. But like, no, actually, I guess I'm wrong. So I was gonna say in the present day stuff, I could see there being no Harley Quinn makeup look. I could see there being no Joker look. But I guess that's just where I'm wrong is they got the musical stuff. So that's where they could dress them up and have some fun. But I think there's a good chance in the present day, like the normal stuff that's actually happening, like Joaquin's never in the makeup again. If he's in Arkham, you know, there might be no reason to.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you make a good point. If you're doing different set pieces of music and musical numbers, then I mean, every like 2.5 minutes, Joaquin could be wearing different paint, right?
Yeah, is he gonna be looking like this picture that Kirkland had last week?
Oh my god.
But you know what? I would fucking love it if like, because of the musical numbers, you could get nuts. The way that we got that one shot of Margot Robbie and Suicide Squad in the classic Harley Quinn full bodysuit. If you could get Lady Gaga to do that in one musical, like imagine every musical number, it's a different looking version of a Joker and Harley Quinn. That'd be fucking awesome. Because again, in the world that Todd Phillips and Joaquin set up, you would never see that Harley Quinn outfit. Like that doesn't fit, you know? But in a musical number where they're imagining it, oh, absolutely. And I would love that. Fuck, if we get man, you're going to see a lot of thirsty men and women. If you get Lady Gaga in the Harley Quinn classic anime costume doing musical numbers, my God, this is I've not even thought about the possibilities of what's going to happen. But even Joaquin, you can just do so many different. You could even give him the fucking Batman 66 Cesar Romero where he has like a mustache and then like paint over mustache. You could do that. Like they could have so much fun, you know?
Yeah. I'm very curious on what they do. Like, I agree completely with you, Travis, where any costume side of it would be in those musical number things. I think, like, outside of that, she will just be dressed up, I imagine, as like a doctor or like a regular person. But yeah, no, I'm curious, and I really hope they get wacky and goofy, like in these like trippy sequences, because if they're tripping out enough to be singing and dancing, they can be tripping enough to like see some really colorful outfits. And yeah, like I love what you mentioned with the Cesar Romero,
yeah,
Cesar Romero like version with like the painted on mustache. That would just be so funny to have Joaquin dressed up like that. And touching upon what you mentioned earlier, I don't even know how far back you said this, but it was in regards to oh my gosh, I completely lost my train of thought now.
Lady
Maybe I'll-
Gaga,
Cut
walking
outs.
cock.
Don't forget.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, no.
Oh no! I hope it comes back to me. But so keep going. It was still on target enough to be not a cutout issue.
Well, speaking of on target, that's what you want to be doing this summer with Manscaped, because you want to be on target when you're trimming those nuts and balls and everything in between. Just like Joaquin Phoenix's, cock and Joker, it's probably not going to be looking great because I don't know what shaving material they get in Arkham. Probably not great. Probably some old rickety razors, and that's what you're probably listening to right now. You're looking at your shower like, man, what is this razor? What am I doing to my boys and stuff like that? Summer's here, and you got to be getting ready with Manscaped. Summer's coming. The sun is shining. Shirts are off, and the balls are smooth. Are yours smooth? They better be. You heard that right. Your friends at Manscaped are here to make sure your beach balls are smooth as Floridian sand. Man, that has to be some smooth sand. In the summer, you want to kill some cold beers and barbecues, not kill the vibe with your pubes peeking out through the trunks. That's definitely, you don't want to be doing that. That's going to ruin the whole party. It's not going to be happening. That's why Manscaped has their Performance Package 4.0 to keep the party in your pants looking crisp and refreshing all summer long. Drive head first into summer by joining our 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped, and get ready for Hawkeye summer by going to Manscaped and using our code GVPOD for 20% off and free worldwide shipping. And this thing, you guys, if you've not seen it, the Performance Package is something they just launched June 1st. Every product we've talked about, it has in here. It has everything you need to prepare for summer. Inside this package, you find the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, the Weed Whacker for ear and nose, Crop Preserver, Ball Deodorant, Crop Reviver, Toner, Performance Boxer Briefs, and the travel bag to hold all your goodies. So the good thing is, before they had a package before, now they're putting like just a mega package here for the summer. They're getting you ready, and the good thing is we've had all this product, we've tried all this product. It's all great stuff, and especially right now, this is where you want to be. I just had my bike break down there. I had to do a pedal, and the good thing is you don't want to be all hairy because I'm there sweating my balls off. They'd be even more sweaty. And the good thing is, right when I get home, it's all good to go. Got the Reviver, Taylor filled. You ready? You ready to make sure your pubes are? I'm sure you want to do some camping this summer, and you don't want to be having pubes rocking. You
I
walk
don't
in
want
the fire
them
pit.
popping out when
No.
you guys are around. You don't need to see that. That's not good. But no, honestly, like. I had to go to a wedding, and I brought literally my whole Manscaped kit. This thing was literally
Yeah, you don't want your pubes popping out of the wedding now.
No, I was up there with
Down
the
your
best
pant leg.
man and the groomsman, and I'm just like going.
Look at the
town.
best
Just
man's
kidding.
pubes. Yeah, Manscaped, that's not gonna happen.
It's fantastic though. It's all super portable. You get all the charging equipment, and everything. So I brought all that gear, and I just like lubed myself up and just got all like festive inside all of their like deodorants and creams and everything. And man, I just like, it was just fantastic. I felt like every time I use these products, I feel like I shed 10 to 15 pounds. Like I feel like I'm so light.
Kirk, you feel light?
I didn't mean like in terms of hair. I'm not
I
that
was
fucking
gonna
hairy.
say it. You grow fast.
He was at the wedding. Give me one moment. like American Pie. Yeah.
No, absolutely. I mean, just you're mentioning like where we are, it's getting hotter now. And like, I feel like even if you have like minor hairs down there, it just with how hot it is, it feels like you have a full fleecy sweater. So
Yeah, jungle.
You gotta up the routine, and I feel like I'm always ready no matter what day of the week it is. Just grab that lawnmower 4.0 and just trim the little marbles down there, have them looking smooth, and yeah, still loving their scents and everything. It's
The little marbles. Why you got the little marbles down there?
Large and big, one of each.
Little marbles, little mouth.
Little everything, but yeah. So I'm loving everything. I'm always using the lip balm. I have it on right now, actually. That's why I'm all nice and shiny. My little lip gloss lips. They're not lip gloss. It's Manscaped lip balm. So
Yeah. Go do that. Manscaped.com. 20% off. GVPOD. Free shipping. We're going to take our ad break, and then we're going to be back with some more topics about this. So we'll be right back. And we're back. So we'll get some Patreon questions. Oh, you got your finger up here? You remember what you were gonna
so
say,
I remember what I was gonna
He's
say.
cutting the patrons off.
It was adding on to what you said earlier on, like
Fuck you,
just
patrons.
just this, like how big this movie's actually gonna be. I think even if Lady Gaga wasn't even a part of this, like it would still be that caliber of hugeness. And like this just like all the ingredients are there for just like a perfect souffle. And now we have Lady Gaga like musical tie-in. It's just, this is gonna be like a super hit, because I think the first Joker is one of those movies that like I'm surprised the amount of people that would like bring it up to me. Like they're definitely not comic book people. Like people that when are like, I feel like they don't even go out to the movies, but like they still just have Joker as like an impressionable movie on them. So like throw Lady Gaga in, everybody knows who Lady Gaga is. Like
Oh yeah.
my grandma and her mom like know who Lady Gaga is. So yeah, it's gonna be really, really, really exciting to see what the numbers does. You know, especially now that we're not out of COVID, but it's definitely significantly better than what it was, you know, just like a year or so ago. So it's going to be really juicy numbers, I think, for this one.
Plus, this movie is at least a year away, if not two. So things should hopefully keep getting better and better. Oh, and I agree the same thing because my mom, she waited to see the Batman on Crave. I didn't understand, but Joker, she went to come see the theater. That because it just had that buzz. But I know that'll probably be the same thing. And I know there's people like my sister that will go out of their way to see it. It just she brings in. I think like you said, the musical aspect would have already brought some in. Even Joker 2 brings some in, but now Lady Gaga, it's just like it's such a winning formula where it's like, duh, like why don't we do this? But Family Clay, before we get to Patreon questions, she says, do you think with being Black Label, they will veer away from them purely being in love because of a toxic relationship? I'm not sure what route they're going to go with this because, like I said, I could see this is the easiest Joker to kind of fall in love with in a reason because he has a confirmed really bad, shitty past, and he's looked as like a folk hero, you know, like he's looked as like a guy who started a revolution, if all that stuff happened, which I do think it does. I know people all the time like, oh, that's not real in his head. The movie, every time when something not real happens, clearly shows you it's not real later on. You know, like when he's in the crowd, Zazie Beetz, like they show you that, and then the stuff that is real, they let it play out. So I think that's all the stuff that happened. The good thing is with this movie, they could actually maybe not even address any of that. They could still keep that kind of a mystery box if it's just about them and love. But I think it's going to be toxic in the way that's toxic for both, and the way that there was a certain trial going on with a woman that's a fish and a pirate, where it's just like, man, both these people kind of suck. I think they're going to kind of hit on that, where it's like, there's not like oh, he's taking advantage of Harley, or oh, Harley's taking advantage of him. I think it's going to be they're both taking advantage of each other, or they're just both, like I said, maybe she's had some mental health in the past and like can kind of relate to Joker. So what do you guys think, like relationship-wise, we're going to get with them? Because we've kind of seen different variations of, you know, them the abusive one, or like Squad when they chopped it up and they were just both in love with each other. Like, which route we going?
Yeah, because I don't have the most knowledge, you know, on Harley and Joker's relationship, but like from my understanding, it's mostly just Harley like obsessing over Joker.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be like a big difference in this one, is that they're going to do a really good job at showing why each one of them is interested in the other, and it's not just going to be like Harley just like goo goo gaga. No pun intended.
Oh
there.
Shit, he said
it. Yeah, like over the Joker, but it's going to be a really, really interesting dynamic where, like, I agree with what you said. Like, maybe there's going to be just signs of like one or the other, like just total having their own, I don't know, ploy or trying to get over, like, just one-upping over each other. But I still think it will be like a pretty romantic story, even though it's gonna be pretty fucked up and weird. I think it is. They are gonna be hitting on that relationship a lot, but there's definitely gonna be issues in it. So,
Taylor.
I mean, I'm trying to figure out here what does that mean, like the Black Label.
Well, that's what people are hoping this is going to be like. The Black Label in the comic books are the darker DC, more rated R stuff. So people are kind of hoping this is going to become like you got this, you got Batman. Not that Batman's rated R, but maybe just a place for solo out of universe type of films to keep happening. It's something Phillips had pitched after Joker, and they're like, no, we're good. Or before Joker's like, no, we're good, and everything like that. So
I see. Well.
Don't this fucking line from Suicide Squad. She was fearless, crazy him. She was his queen, and God help anyone who dared disrespect his queen. And then I just think about ripped like an MMA fighter too all the time. Fuck. What were you laughing at, Kirklin?
That wasn't even what I was laughing at. I made the mistake of opening up the meme chat and just seeing Diablo Immortal Red Shirt guy BlizzCon 2018. Holy shit.
I shared that earlier. I forgot that guy existed. They revealed that mobile game, and he came up and he's like, "So is this out of season April Fool's Day joke?" And I'm like, I don't know. It's a real game. And there's a clip I'd never seen after that too. Was so in the crowd was like, "So it's just gonna be on phones? Does it ever come to console?" And then the guy's like, well, as the developer's like, well, as of right now, that's the plan. Android, Apple, we're really excited. And the whole crowd starts to boo. And he's like, do you guys not have phones? And man, Diablo Immortal really, really shit the bed there. Did you guys watch that meme I sent beforehand?
No, I wasn't sure. If
Oh, you have to. That's causing tons of debate in the men world on Twitter. Go
the men world.
Oh yeah. It's a big, heavy
Should I
trending
do it
debate.
live right now, or should I
What-
wait?
Yeah, sure. You could do it live right now, and then people are gonna see his facial reaction because like I can't really describe it. The meme is a woman's talking about a story.
That's so fucked.
Jesus.
Did you watch it, Kirklin?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was a good 17-second video there. Jesus Christ. I didn't even have audio. I just like read the subtitles. Jesus.
Long story short, the meme is there's a woman who cheated on her boyfriend, and then she said that she let the man do it's a fucking non-PG podcast. It's showing you guys know how cream pie heads did that. She went home to her boyfriend. The boyfriend woke her up, and then wanted to have sex, and he decided to go down on her, and then he's making some comments that some things are tasting good, and then she said, well, it's unfortunate what he was tasting. There's a whole meme, and you know what I think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take this clip and make it with TikTok. Like I'm gonna put those together. If you guys, I can get that because man, it's so good. But it's just like people are like, man, women are cruel. What the fuck? Like, but yeah, quite the story. But you know what else? Quite the story. Taylor, you didn't answer the.
I saw that one too, Taylor. You fucking bastard.
That's so gross.
And that's why the comments. The comments in this tweet are so fucking good. There's one where this guy's like in a pub, like alone. He's just smoking really sad. Like this guy realizing when he hears it stuff. Oh man. Okay, back on track. Taylor, what dynamic are Joker and Harley gonna have in this movie? Hopefully not that one.
No, hopefully not that one. Fuck.
I God damn it. I want them to be like a full on like crime or like together like a team. I want to see them like this together dynamic because we didn't again that's something that was super skimmed over and we didn't get to see that. We only got to see Joker coming to the rescue to save her, and she's still mostly on her own part doing her own thing with other people, but I want to enjoy seeing the two of them just shelling out Gotham City, just going to town. So I think there's a lot of potential with
Just
that.
going to town. Are you gonna be mad if they don't leave Arkham?
No, just to see them together in any shape or form, like that'll be okay with me. Like I don't want them to be adversaries. I want them to be like allies, and it'd be cool even if it is the musical in the sense like okay, he is like locked up in Arkham, and then she strolls in. She's not even Harley Quinn. She's Harley Quinzel still, and like that whole dynamic. And they're like singing and doing some romance songs and stuff in the jail cell or whatever. I don't know, but it'd just be super cool to see that kind of like slow transition of Lady Gaga into becoming Harley Quinn, and maybe that would be what they would kind of tackle more of, I guess, as a dynamic.
Yeah. Well, let me get some of these Patreon questions here. So this is one that's something that is more on the different path of it. But this is from Summer Hansey, a criminal herself. But she said, I know Lady Gaga was Travis's fan cast for Poison Ivy for a year. So if she plays Harley Quinn, who would you want for Poison Ivy role? Assuming that would be in the same universe as Joaquin Phoenix. Now, it's tough because I took it both ways as far as, again, I don't think we'll ever get a Poison Ivy per se in this universe. You get a Pamela. Again, I actually hope with this movie, if it's in Arkham, maybe we meet some other type of Batman sort of villains in there, but if not, so it's super tough because I looked at a lot of names and I have like two sides where I have the names as far as like if you're talking about even pairing them with Robbie. I always had here's the perfect actress for the name value, right? Margot Robbie with blank, the team up, the crossover where it's like, oh, I want to see her with that star. And then I have the perfect actress. That's where it sucks for me with Gaga. She was both, where she was the perfect actress, but she also was just the perfect name. It's like, okay, she has that flamboyancy, everything. She'd be great at this role. So now I am kind of lost. I have sort of names, but do you guys have anyone like kicking out at you as if they do a Poison Ivy in the future? Clearly not going to be Gaga. And again, these were never rumors. These were just kind of me putting out there. I did sniff out some of these Gaga rumors because earlier in the week it happened and I shared it. And then yesterday, Todd Phillips' mom followed, Lady Gaga's mom followed Todd Phillips' mom. Fucking Christ. Lady Gaga's mom followed Todd Phillips on Instagram, and everyone was like, what the fuck's happening? Then the announcement came later on. But Kirk and Patzer, take it away.
Who are those people that are like, oh my gosh, Lady Gaga's mom followed this guy? Like,
but they were
keeping an
right,
eye on this?
right? That's
I know,
what happens.
but like, sheesh. Anyways,
Hashtag Travis told you.
So yeah, Poison Ivy fan cast. Like right off the hop, my mind just goes to who would fit well, like with these players that are already like on script. Like if we're having Lady Gaga and Joaquin, so like I figured it would be someone close to like someone like them. I don't think if we get a Poison Ivy, they're gonna be like young, like in comparison to these people. I'm not saying these people are old, but like still, they're not 18, 17. Like I think it'll be pretty close to them. And I also wanted to just just for the fun of it, I definitely think Poison Ivy has to have sex appeal. I think it's got to be like a big seller on there. So right off the hop, my mind went Blake Lively. I think that would be really interesting. I love her in A Simple Favor, and I feel like I haven't seen her in anything other than that since like Green Lantern and Gossip Girl. So
Simple Favor 2 is happening.
yeah, and she is so fucking good in A Simple Favor 1. Like she is such a powerhouse in that movie, and I think that she would be so good in the role of Poison Ivy. And then like some other ones I quickly had in my head was someone like Natalie Dormer from Game of Thrones and other things that she's in. And yeah, Anya Taylor-Joy, that's one of the younger picks, but I'm always rooting for her. Anna de Armas, another one who I think she's in like her 30s or something, but still I think she could be a really fun Poison Ivy. And then like, of course, I'm like, I think Sydney Sweeney could also do a good Poison Ivy, but I definitely don't think she'll be a part of it.
Oh, she's a Sony girl now. She's
Yeah.
she's a Sony
Exactly.
Marvel. Thank
She's gonna
God
be in
for
the Morbius
Sony.
sequel.
Yeah. Taylor, what about you? Who could you see as a Poison Ivy in the future? Oh, I don't like this smile. I don't like this smile at all.
There's one girl that is like should
Does her
definitely
name
play
start with a
this
K?
role. Oh, yeah, last name starts with a B.
I knew it.
No. This better be some unknown actress I don't fucking know about. It cannot be who you're gonna say.
Kate Blanchett. No,
She's
Kate
with a
Beckinsale.
C. That's
Yeah,
a C.
Beckinsale.
Is this C? Oh fuck. Kate Beckinsale. I think she's just great. I'm just watching some like highlight reels of her like just now, just like in the zone. Like, oh yeah, this is Poison Ivy.
What the fuck's on
Get in
his
the
computer
zone.
right now?
It's like action sequences from her movies.
Yeah,
It's like
Underworld
Pornhub
2.
or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she'd be a perfect Poison Ivy. I think she could just fit right into the role and just she'd kick ass. She already knows how to fight, super cool and everything. So get her in there.
You don't need to point at Poison Ivy. You're just like moving plants around and stuff like that. Yeah, no, I have a few. Probably my main one that I'd want just because I want her in something soon is Mackenzie Davis. Mackenzie Davis, I still think is one of the best actresses in the world. That she's not in enough. Terminator didn't blow up like the way I think everyone wanted to, that last one, but San Junipero is just so phenomenal. So I want her to be in more things. Again, I kind of took it both ways, but yeah, if we're talking about like in that universe, like that the Joaquin universe, Riley Coe, I think is how you say her name. She is phenomenal. Not enough people have seen Zola. Zola last year was one of my favorite movies of all time. Sorry, okay, I'll take that. Let me reel it back. I did really enjoy it. I'll say it was one of my favorite movies of the year, of the decade. I'll go that way. Yeah, I may went a little too ham, but she is phenomenal. She's from the Girlfriend Experience, so Taylor, there's a lot of cucking going on there. So definitely check it out.
Granddaughter of Elvis. Look at
Is she?
that. Yeah, that's trippy.
Oh, that makes sense. She looks like the ex
Priscilla?
there. Yeah, she looks like Priscilla. Oh, Jesus, I didn't even know that. So there you go. Obviously you got like, and then I was thinking like if you're talking about the Margot Robbie world, people like a Jessica Chastain and stuff like that, where it's like you need a name. But the big one for me is that I'm sticking with right now that I feel like is the best. Like it could work both ways with Robbie's universe or this universe that has the sex bill that is her name's growing, but also great actress Rebecca Ferguson. I thought she'd be great because she has that very seductress
good
like
pick.
look in her eye. She can just kind of like think about what she did with Rose of the Hat or Rose the Hat, right?
I think
Rose
it's
the
Rose the Hat.
Yeah, Rose the Hat in Doctor Sleep. You could kind of twist that into a Poison Ivy like character and it would work quite well. And Rebecca Ferguson's one of those actresses where it's like if you asked her to play a broomstick, she could play the fuck out of that broomstick, So that's my current one right now. It's not a knockout where it's like Lady Gaga. I was always like, oh, that's the pitch perfect one. But as of right now, that's what I'm going with as my new kind of put up there. So
S-Bubs. Kirklin playing both sides of the Anya army and Anna de army.
yeah, I know we got
I
we
like
got to
that.
find out another because we had the Anya army, but we got to find out with Anna D what we're gonna do there, and we still got to find one for Margaret Qualley too. But
Yeah.
we'll get there. We're gonna have a shirts with all these fucking clubs.
Yeah, Fanboy Clay. Anna needs to be Zatanna. Definitely agree on that. I definitely can
Maybe,
picture her with the magician hat.
maybe, but my new fan cast for her has been Jenna Ortega, who's been like crawling up everything. She played Ellie
Oh,
and
yeah.
You, and she's just
I-
like, she's Wednesday coming up. She's just like her star's growing. So I feel like they could pick someone like that. That's kind of my new fan cast. But
I still-
Anna would be great.
I still haven't seen anything that she's in since You. So like in my mind, she's still just like really young. But I
She's
know
an
she was
X,
in.
she's in
She was in
Scream.
X. Yeah, she's in all these like really. She's in what?
Scream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you said
new
Scream
Scream.
Queens. I still got
No.
that one.
Yeah, no. And then she's gonna be. Do you have any interest in that? Are you Adam's Family guy, Kirklin? I feel like you're not. I feel like that's wasn't your
Like,
genre.
no, like sorta. Like definitely watched it when I was a kid with my sister. But like haven't really revisited. I'm interested in this one though. She looks really good as Wednesday. So
And Tim Burton, stuff like that. Taylor, I feel like that you're gonna be all over that though. I feel like you're Adam's Family
I
kid.
fucking love those
Yeah,
original
I know.
Adams Family.
I remember the
movies.
hand.
So the
Oh, shit out of
original,
me
oh,
back
the
in the day.
movies. I was gonna say
Thing.
the original was black and white. Taylor.
The original was black and white. Now the originals I did not partake in. I was more like the rebooted version, like the series and then the two movies.
The YTV series and stuff like that.
I think that's what I
Yeah,
saw-
Fucking
seen,
love that
honestly.
show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so good.
Have you watched the anime movies?
No.
They're
The
shite.
one that's still getting fucking likes to this day.
Yeah, on our
social
Facebook.
media.
Yeah. No, both of them are not good. They're not good. Luckily, the kids like them, but not enough that they had to go back to it. So,
Okay.
let's get to another Patreon question here. From okay, so this is gonna kind of go into a bit of talk that Taylor was hinting at earlier here. So, Maddie says, if Gaga does indeed end up playing Harley, what do you think this means for Margot Robbie going forward as Harley Quinn? Will we ever see her again? If so, what project? Kirk and Patzer, I'm going to give you the floor. What do you think this means? What do you think? Because and now this is not the same situation, right? But a long time ago in 2018, when Jared Leto was a Joker and he found out about this project, he was fucking pissed. That like, man, there's Joaquin Phoenix getting his own solo Joker movie. Like, what the fuck's going on? And then he went to go do Morbius, and Morbin time happened, and Oscar Morbin time. Tell me which one's better. I don't know. They're pretty much the same. But as of right now, where it stands, 2022, you have rumors of, and it's from Variety, so this is like A tier scoops as well, A plus tier, the best of the best. So it's likely going to happen. No matter what, even if it's not Gaga, someone's playing Harley Quinn. That's what it sounds like. They're looking for Harley Quinn, and Gaga, I think it's pretty much locked. Same thing as Phoenix. They say he hasn't signed a deal. Yeah, he hasn't signed a deal because he's wanting more fucking zeros on his paycheck. That's the only reason. Like, they're not going to not sign him at this point. So what do you feel about Margot's Harley going forward right now?
Yeah, I feel like we're not done with Margot's Harley. I feel like she was just so good at the role, and she was really passionate in the role, and like obviously she really she was really passionate about it. She was one of the big producers, right, for Birds of Prey. Like,
Oh,
she
yeah,
was-
big time, yeah.
So like she obviously has just a lot of interest with the character, and I personally don't think that she's just done. Like I love Birds of Prey, but I still don't think that that's a perfect send off for her. I think we could definitely see more stuff with her, even if she like.
You're
Even if
forgetting
it's
that
just-
it can't be a send off because we got her in the Suicide Squad. Remember that came after.
I guess
You
that
forgot
came
about the
after.
Suicide Squad. Espo's gonna be pissed. That's my favorite movie of last year.
Hey, the Suicide Squad's great. I
Is it
I feel like
great?
I just mixed it with Peacemaker.
Peacemaker.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not
I think
great.
it's
I
great.
just
I think it's
okay.
great.
I just didn't
No,
hear.
I-
I never heard you describe it as
Yeah,
great.
that
so
was.
that's why I was surprised.
I'd watched it for the first time this last Christmas, and I had like my sister, my brother-in-law there, and we all watched it. We all were like really laughing hard. It was a fun like family viewing for sure.
Mhm.
We're all loving Weasel. What was it? That was his name?
Weasel's fucking so good. I'm saying he better be in Peacemaker, but
yeah.
that still doesn't work for a send off for you either. That one.
And like no, and I like even if it was great, I feel like there's still some more toothpaste in that tube that we can squeeze out, with Margot as Harley. And like even if she's just like someone kind of backing a project, like whether she's producing or just helping it be made, and it's not necessarily like I feel like anytime that it wouldn't be her as Harley, it would be like some sort of animated thing or something like that.
Mhm.
I just don't think that it is finished. She's just too great at the role, and I think everybody loves it. And yeah, she just seemed really passionate for. So I don't really know exactly what it would be like her coming back. Like maybe in the future, if we do like a standalone Harley thing that's just again like on its own, it might be weird if we have like her doing stuff with. I mean, Suicide Squad, like multiple Suicide Squad movies with Birds of Prey, and like, and then now you have the Joaquin Joker mixed with a new Harley Quinn, and then if you just jump back to like a random Margot standalone Harley Quinn, I feel like it is kind of weird to just like see that on paper. But I don't know. Stranger things have happened before, and I think if you have someone that is just so good at the role, like why pass up that opportunity if you get a Logan like script for like a standalone Harley Quinn movie?
You think we're getting that a Logan style?
No, I don't think so. I don't think Logan style, but like I don't know. I want to believe that there's a possibility that I get a standalone Harley Quinn with Margot Robbie film. I don't know. Maybe it's just like my passion for it, like really like overweighing my right thinking in this subject. But I don't want to believe we're nearing the end of Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, right? Like I remember when she was first cast, it's like this is a pitch perfect casting. Like nothing can top it now. And then here we are years later, and we're
She's
getting
about to be
another one.
topped.
Is she? I don't know. We'll see.
No,
what
but you don't want that
Lady
narrative
Gaga will
going
be
around.
playing Barbie in like 5 years from now. too.
Fuck. No, I honestly don't believe. I'll play the other side before Taylor gets here. Where
Do it.
I've said this before, where Margot Robbie, I could make a case for being kind of with Michelle Pfeiffer, like Hugh Jackman, a case of those being the best comic performances of all time. Even more so that I know people go, oh, the perfect casting of Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, or perfect casting as Downey's Iron Man. But I always go like, that's just them still in real life. Like it's not that big of a stretch. Margot Robbie in real life is nothing like Harley Quinn, the character. Like when you see them in interviews, like they share very little similarities. So that's where I always think she does a much better job than she gets credit for. I think she is perfect casting. I think Gaga's gonna be a great Quinn, but I think if you were to ask Gaga to do what Margot does, I don't know if she could do that. And I think Margot's just so good at it. And we'll see what happens too. And same thing, I think Margot could kind of do anything. She should have won an Oscar right now. Very underrated. It's tough for me because it all depends on what this new management wants, right? And if Dave Zaslav, there's been all this talk like he's a numbers guy. So if he is a numbers guy, there is a fear for me of like there's a chance we don't see Margot's Margot's Harley. Fuck, we've got so many Quinns and names going on. But like, I think if you were to ask me yes or no, will we see her again? I'll say yes, but it's not like a for sure. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's not like, yeah, we'll see Pattinson in a few years. Oh yeah, we'll see The Rock play Black Adam again. I think there's a chance where they keep kicking their feet on a project. They're like, oh, we'll get to. Because I know Birds of Prey happened right before the pandemic. And lots of people be like, oh, well, without the pandemic, it could have maybe had some legs. It wasn't doing that great. It was, marketed wrong, radar, people just didn't come out. And I've always said that. I always thought Margot's Harley Quinn was going to be a much bigger draw after Suicide Squad. And it, obviously Suicide Squad, this last one was different because it was on HBO Max and the theater. So there's a lot of circumstances to it, but if he's just a numbers guy and he's looking at the past and you got Joker and this made $1 billion, so let's do it. And you get, okay, Birds of Prey, which didn't do the greatest and it was right before the pandemic, but still non-pandemic times. I can see a situation where they keep kicking their feet. And she's like, are we going to do one? Like, oh yeah, eventually we'll touch base. Oh, we're going to do it. Oh yeah, we'll touch base. And it just kind of never happens. It's kind of like those early reports of anytime Cavill was talking like, oh yeah, we keep talking about a Superman movie and it just kept not happening. And it's to the point where it seems like now it's probably not going to happen. I could see that with her Harley Quinn. I really could. And the reaction to this Lady Gaga Harley Quinn is going to be interesting. And that could really shift Warner Brothers' route because there's a chance they just say, yeah, we don't need to do anything else with Harley Quinn and whatnot. Now, they are in the James Gunn business. And I see Clay Ann Espo pointing out in the chat that she could appear in a lot of other places. But I'm also like Kirklin where her and Peacemaker, her and Waller is cool. But that's not really what I want from the character. And even then, like, I loved her all the time, but even in Suicide Squad I thought she was great, but to me it felt like a step down from Birds of Prey, because Birds of Prey we got so much of her and it felt like her story where we only got snippets of that in Squad. So I do really want something centered around her. I've always said, unfortunately, I think the story is you have to bring Leto back and kind of maybe tie that off, but I think that's even less likely now of a Joker Harley movie if we're getting that now. So okay. I want it to happen. I think she could be like Hugh Jackman playing this character for years, but again, what if she, I don't think she should be. I think she should get it, but what if she's like Leto too? Of like, what the fuck? Like, why is this going on? But at the same time, Leto was apparently pissed, but he came back to play Joker for Justice League, right? So it's like they could be mad in the moment, but once you get a paycheck and you're like, hey, you want to play this character again? It's all fine. So I think we will see it, but I think there's a chance we never do, and it's interesting and it's kind of sad. I do want at least one more solo type film or her to have a bigger role. Actually, take out my thing about Leto. what the play is Gotham City Sirens. It's her, Catwoman, and Poison Ivy. That project that's been kicked around for years, that's one they should do because you could add 2 bigger stars there. If you're doing this thing like, well, what about Zoe Kravitz? Well, they could counter say, you guys just fucking casted Harley Quinn over there and Lady Gaga, so we're going to cast our own Catwoman, you know? So it's like, and that would be kind of fair. It's like, okay, yeah, sure, you guys can do that. And there's a copious amount of huge stars that can play Catwoman. So I think there's definitely room for her to be back in the DCU. It's just, does it happen? I don't know. She's definitely producing more nowadays. She's going to be Barbie, but I think that's a one and done. So I'm 50. I'd say I'm 60-40 on seeing her again, but I think there's a bigger chance now of not seeing it. What about you, Taylor Field?
Well, I mean, my percentage is definitely up there. Like
For what side? He doesn't even know. He just knows his percentage is up there.
Yeah, my percentage is up there. No, I do think though that no, repeat the question to me. I forgot it.
Jesus Christ. What do you think? Are we gonna see Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn again?
Okay.
What are you
Yes.
doing over there, huh?
I
What
was
were you doing?
uploading the thumbnails. We're all good now, though. We're all good with thumbnails.
Yeah. Did you do the Obi-Wan thumbnails?
No, I don't have any imagery for that.
Okay, try and use a
unless you
Vader
have
one.
something.
I was a little disappointed last week when I came in for me and Kirklin do episode 4. It's just a fucking robot
I took a
there.
gamble, and I did. I know that was a bold choice. I just know that there's a scene with the robot we hadn't seen. Anyways, I digress.
Fucking Stars Lines every day. I get to give you guys these juicy headline or juicy thumbnails because you guys get to do the episodes. Taylor hit me the fucking robot for Obi-Wan episode 4.
I was
I'm
out
like,
of town. I had to
He
take a
was in the
gamble.
episode for like 30 seconds. God damn. At least put Vader on this one. Continue.
Vader will go on this
We
one.
got Obi-Wan tonight. Fuck yeah.
I think there's a high chance, a high percentage like that she will come back. I really do
Okay.
because you look at the Batman. I mean, they're all about bringing back these characters, and Robert Pattinson is coming back now, and Ben Affleck is coming back and as Batman as well. So I mean, no one's ever really gone. So
No.
Just sounds weird saying Robert Pattinson's coming back for Batman. It's like, didn't his movie come out this year?
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
yeah, but he's coming back. So DC loves to bring back these characters and have these actors replay them again and again and again on top of other actors playing these same characters just in their own universes. Did you raise your hand?
I did, but you were going on roll, so I didn't want to take you away.
My roll is up.
Okay, I want to ask you, what route do you think it's going to happen? Do you see it being a solo project, another kind of team-up Suicide Squad situation, or do you think both is possible? I'll say next 3 years. He's turning into a fucking werewolf.
They've done.
Manscaped him, hurry.
Yeah.
He's got my money.
Why'd you do the Tobey Maguire stop that guy?
I don't know, it just
It had nothing to do with it. He never fought a werewolf. Stop that guy. He's got the money.
Just running to the door for Dylan Madison to stop that guy.
He's a werewolf.
They've done all the team up stuff before, and I feel like they're not bold enough to do the solo, but maybe they would. Maybe this is the whole like time period of doing solos, because we had the solo Joker, we had solo Batman, because this is now Batman wasn't in the team up movie like Ben Affleck's Batman was. So maybe this is just what they're doing, like Black Adam solo movie. Maybe I'll die on that hill then. I'll say if they do bring her back, Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn, they would give her own solo movie. And I don't think Birds of Prey counts as that necessarily, because it was heavily a team-based movie with her and the other like Huntress and stuff. So
Yeah, I think she's the lead, but it's not exactly. It's tough. I think it is a Harley Quinn movie because mostly her story, but I see what you mean. You're kind of right, and I got
the title.
Of course, oh yeah, a lot of other words are in the title too. So but Birds of Prey get there first, Birds of Prey and the Fantastic. But I do gotta, as always, push back against Fanboy Clay. He says, I think she'll come back as a cameo. It's just a reminder she's still there. She's getting bigger and bigger. They want her. It'll be shot in the foot if they let her go. I will disagree that she's getting bigger and bigger. I think she's at the same point she's been. I think she reached the Mecca, and that's where she is. I think Wolf of Wall Street happened in Squad, because Wolf of Wall Street, she was the fucking cup of the town. Like everybody. Once that movie happened, it was Margot Robbie. And then Squad, that's a fucking like $800 million movie, that first one. I think between 2016 and 2020 was her peak. It's not like Cavill, where Cavill was a no one when he got cast as Superman, and he's got bigger role after bigger role. She was already slinging those bigger roles in the middle and during and before Squad. So I actually think that she's not like... Barbie will help, but I actually don't think she's getting bigger. I think she's the level of star she's going to be pretty much from now on, other than maybe winning an Oscar or something like that, or like I hate to say it, like joining Marvel or something and like jumping ship, and like that'd be a big like, oh shit, like what, like if she's in the next Avengers 5 as Sue Storm, yeah, that'd be fucking something else. But no, I don't think she's getting any more popular, I think, and that's where always my worry was with Birds of Prey, because I think 2019, a couple years ago, Margot was pretty important, and I think we all were like, oh, this movie's gonna fucking kill. Margot's a huge star with Harley Quinn again, and when it didn't, it was like, what the fuck happened? Like all the signs were this was going to be a huge movie, and it just wasn't, you know. So
I mean, that being said, though, like she's still top of the food chain,
absolutely,
actors wise. Like she's still, So
I'd say she's top 5 most popular. Yeah, right now.
Yeah.
Like if you go male, we should do that one time. Like male and females right now.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, she's up there. Like I think, sorry, Clay, to say it again. Florence Pugh is right up there. She's gonna be there. Like she's on that precipice. It's tough. Yeah, we'll say it for another rainy day. But like Jennifer Lawrence,
that's gonna be a fun one. Just to like
debate and everything. But like, and it's
people,
tough. Like where I put like someone like Jennifer Lawrence, that when she comes back, she's a big star, but she's been gone for a few years. But like Jennifer Lawrence for years, she was like top dog. She was like she's running game and stuff.
Hunger
so
Games, like that era, she was top.
oh
dog
yeah,
for
X-Men too. She won Oscars, American Hustle, like all these sort of like she was hitting every quadrant of moviegoers, between Oscar voters, between superhero people, the young people. Like her agent, Zac Efron, he fucking wishes he had Jennifer Lawrence's agent. My God,
trying to get people to go see Firestarter.
Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence's agent just fucking nailed her career, nailed it. She's doing Mother, Taylorfield, trying to show your true quality.
So I'm confused by what Clay says. I think she will come back as a cameo, just as a reminder that she is still there. Who wants to be known as the actor or actress that's like there?
That's the rumor that Cavill didn't want, because that was the reason they said he was going to be, like, we've spoiled this for Kirklin already, but Shazam has a Superman cameo, but they cut off his head, and like,
I feel like a spoiler. You've told me this like years ago.
Definitely.
No, I said I know. Maybe you forgot, and that was part of the reason that one, Cavill wanted more money, but two, Cavill just wanted a plan. I also don't know if she would be that. Like Affleck, apparently, the rumor is like he's either gonna get killed off, or if he comes back, he's down to just do this type of shit. Where like, you want me to be in 10-15 minutes? Sure, I'll do that. I don't think Margot would want to do that.
She's gonna get like busy. A neck shot of her in future movies, basically.
that's a little bit much. Now, two things. One, yeah, they can't do that. Could be like, oh look, you're focusing on that. But yeah, I think she's producing. I think that'd be more above her. Now, here's something. S-Bubs, I get it, because IMDb has this ranking. It says top female actress right now is Millie Bobby Brown. Ask me at a time when it's not 6 months when Stranger Things are going on, right? That's where I would take her out of the equation. That, yeah, sure, today, right now, but I mean, like, in the next, like, or in the past, like, usually the barometer is like the past year and the upcoming year, because Millie Bobby Brown, she has that and like the Sherlock stuff going on, but I don't think she is like, I don't think she's on like Robbie's tier or what Lawrence's tier is. Like, I don't think so. No, I think she's very popular. If you want to do a top 10, sure, but she still let's also see what happens after Stranger Things, you know, because that could be it for her, you know.
C tier actress.
Okay, she's not C tier.
Godzilla, that's like boosting her up there.
Godzilla.
Oh fuck, I forgot she was in that.
Yeah, it's boosting her up, Kirkland. Big boost, baby.
I will add on one last thing on the fanboy Clay comment. I love when he says they want her, it'll be a shot to the foot to let her go. Well, did they just shoot like their own fucking leg off when they just let Cavill go? Because he was like in his prime, and they just let him
just
float off
Impossible.
into space. He was even dropping positive comments in interviews not related to your fucking movie, being like, yeah, no, I totally want to be a Superman. Fucking gosh.
Yeah. Well, that's true. And this is like that thing with Warner Brothers. They would shoot themselves, like you said, in the foot, in the leg, in the fucking head. You know, they would do like even the same way. Like, we all like the movie, but we're still not the biggest fans. We had a company where Zack Snyder's Justice League came out, and then 2 days later, like, yeah, that's fucking it. We're not making any more.
Everybody's loving it. It's like, yeah, you like that?
And even
then, pull a Nintendo and just pull the rug under your feet.
No 4v4. Even like I've always said, what if Justice League's making so much money where it's like, let's fucking like Joker 2, let's just make this so we can make this money? Nope, not happening. It's a cul-de-sac. We're not going
It's
to do
like
it.
they're stubborn or something.
Oh, yeah.
like
100%, and that's why it's like they would do that. They would just shoot themselves
Yeah.
in the foot. And then kind of to go around the situation, I think we've kind of touched upon, but still, S-Bub says, if there's a Harley in the Batman universe, do you think the 3 live-action Harley Quinns is a short amount of time overexposure for the general audience, or could Harley pull it off just like Batman? I think that's like what we talked about, where Margot's 125 on IMDb. That's, I mean, like that is all about like searches and like what's current. You know, I
depends what movie came out. You know, like
well, and-
Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard are probably up there.
yeah,
Sam
but
Neill's
what's
probably
Bryce
up
Dallas
there.
Howard? I'm sure
What's
she's
Sam
in
Neill?
yeah, and he's sure not no top 25 most like popular actors right now. My mom doesn't probably know who Sam Neill is. Still, she's like, oh yeah, that old guy from the Jurassic movies. But like, so, Taylor, are you looking it up right now?
Oh, I want to know where he
He's
ranks.
got to know.
Because I think the best thing to do for IMDb is when you look at the end of the year, when it's all like cumulative and stuff like that. So before you butt into it, let me make this point where with the Batman, like I point out, you got different things: young Batman, old Batman, and then I'll say young Batman, old. Yeah, I guess Ben Affleck's old Batman, but still. Okay, young Batman, mature Batman, legacy Batman. Those are the 3. Right now, the 2 Harley Quinns are very similar. I disagree with what you're propositizing. I think I just said that word wrong, but that's
That was
fine.
a great word. I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
See,
I think it's
Bryce-
made up, but I liked it.
Yeah, propositizing. What am I trying to say here? I'm trying to...
Hypothesizing.
Hypothesizing. Thank you very much, Kirk and Pats. Yeah, Bryce Dallas Howard 11. No fucking way. She's even 11 on the off season. Okay, come on now. Like in the same way, IMDb. Like
And
look at their.
Margot Robbie 125.
Yeah, there's no fucking way. You put a movie just called Girl with Margot Robbie and Bryce Dallas Howard. You tell me what's gonna make more money. So either way, I don't believe what you're hypothesizing is that there's gonna be a Harley in the Batman. Yeah, I know I fucked it
Just
up.
let him have it, Taylor.
Hypothesizing. Yeah. I'm messing up like 20 different ways. Jenna Ortega's 14. We can do a whole IMDb list one time, but I don't agree with your theory of Harley Quinn being in the Batman. I don't think that's going to happen. I think because I really think if we just get a trilogy with Reeves, the Joker will be the last villain of that, and it'll just be centered around the Joker. I don't think so, especially just because, like, man, you're going to have to find someone really crazy to love that dude because he's looking pretty fucked up. But
Yeah,
so
he's
I don't
gross.
think we have to worry there. But as long as they spread them out, I think we'll be okay because I think that we will get, like I said, even if we got a Harley Quinn in the Batman show, or let's say the Arkham Asylum show, Joker meets a Harley, I still think that's a couple years off. So if you got, this Joker movie next year, and then you got the Batman Arkham show 2 years from now, and then Margot in a couple years, I think it's fine. Especially the thing is, if Margot is in team ups, I don't think it matters as much. If they're trying to push a solo, Harley movie, that's a bit tougher. If they're trying to push Harley and Joker, that's a bit tougher. But I think in team up, it's not as bad. Kirk and Patzer, what do you think about the young lay actress is 15? Fuck off. That's what I mean. Like, that's a bullshit thing. But Kirk, what do you think? Do you think people? We were seeing that right now. Batman, 3 Batmans. Do you think you could pull it off with Harley Quinn, or what do you? What say you?
I mean, yeah, I definitely think you can, and I mean, it's kind of already happening if you count like the animated series that's going on currently,
Yeah.
right? Like that's another version of that character. I know there's not a Margot Robbie Harley Quinn thing like coming out, but she's still like relevant, I guess. Or is there
I
another
don't know.
Suicide Squad planned or something like with her?
I don't know. 125 on the IMDb list. Kirk Patzer. Is
She's
she
washed
relevant
up.
anymore? No. It's just that James Gunn is planning multiple DC projects, so we don't know if that's a sequel or a spin-off.
Yeah.
Fuck, like it could be people hypothesized that there could be a Harley Quinn James Gunn movie. Like that could even
Yeah.
be in the works, but there's nothing announced on the books.
Yeah, so like the fact that, and then like big talks of Lady Gaga possibly being the new Harley Quinn or whatever version that might entail, like that's basically your 3 already. And I don't think we have to stop there. Like I think you could still
Oh, fuck.
do I really
Harleyverse,
think you could.
like the
I
Spider-Verse.
really think you could. Like I mean, okay, you already have the TV like show with like the animated series, but is it out of the realm of possibility to get like a Peacemaker type thing, but like Harley Quinn? Like you just were mentioning like some people are hypothesizing of a possible James Gunn Harley Quinn thing. Like I know he's already got his hands full with his own show, so I don't know how easy it'd be just like start a whole new show on side of that and have it Harley Quinn or Margot Robbie, and would she even really want to do that as a show if she's doing her own projects and kind of has her just hands full, busy in life.
Unless she has a big hand in producing it too, though. Like if it's
Yeah.
like a show that she wants
True.
to work with Gunn with. Like, and the thing with Gunn is he could do what he did now, where he did Peacemaker, he went to do Guardians, and then after Guardians to do Peacemaker. You could easily do that. Okay, after Peacemaker, you're doing the Harley Quinn movie or show, and then you go back to Peacemaker. Like, we're not getting a Peacemaker season 2 a year after like regular TV, and that's the thing with streaming nowadays. We're not getting follow up seasons immediately a year after. It could be a couple of years. Like look at Stranger Things. We had that like year and a half, whatever break, or 2 years almost, where now streaming you don't have to get in that formula of like, oh, every year James Gunn, you got to make sure there's Peacemaker or it's over for you.
Yeah, exactly. And so yeah, I think absolutely I think it works just having multiple versions of these characters, and especially like just comparing, like let's just compare the Margot and Lady Gaga example. Like the Joker vibe is just so different than like what we've seen from everything Margot's Harley has been a part of up until this point, right? So like I don't think it's going to be hard for people to be like, oh, I thought it's a different actress playing Harley Quinn. Like it's very 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 different type of movies. So I think it works, and I think going forward for like different characters it works. Like clearly we're getting lots of different Batman like just in our own lifetime. So I don't know.
What about you, Taylor? Can we get too much Harley? I think they can make it work.
I think they could make it work. People love that character, and people want to see more of her. So I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Again, we have already a whole plethora of Batmen, not man, and people are eating that up. So I think it'll definitely have a payout. Fun fact: Sam Neill is top 500. He went up 342 this week, is what I see here. But Millie Bobby Brown is coming up at number 3 for me, not number 1.
Oh, it shifted
number one?
already. It shifted. She went
Shifted
down.
already. Yeah, number 1 for me is Joseph Quinn.
Is that a man?
It's a man, unless we're talking only female.
Yeah, that was the point. Yeah.
Oh, I just found most popular celebrities on IMDb.
Fuck.
Who the fuck's Joseph Quinn? How do I not know this? The name sounds familiar.
Yeah, who the fuck is Joseph Quinn? That's
Game
what
of Thrones. Jamie Campbell Bowers, number 2. Millie Bobby
What's he-
Brown. Tom Cruise is
Oh,
number 4.
he's Eddie from Stranger Things.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Taylor's like throwing out the most random shit. Like he was Sandwich Boy from Young and the Restless.
Game
like,
of Thrones. Game of Thrones.
but that's not
Amber Heard's
current.
number
That's
5.
not current.
Wow.
Well, yeah, I think she's number 5 for
Kelly McGillis is number 6.
Oh no, she's not even in Top Gun. That's what I mean. Like,
Jennifer Connelly is number 8 after her.
what was her name? Sorry.
Jennifer Connelly. What's wrong? Am I saying it wrong? Hey, you can't laugh at Mr. Hypothesize or whatever you're saying.
See, you
How do
can't
you say her
even
name?
Connolly.
Hypothesize.
Connolly.
Connelly?
Jennifer Connelly.
Connolly?
I know
Connolly.
who the fuck.
Cannoli?
You made her sound like she's a sandwich. I'll take one, Cannelli.
She's the linguine. Oh, no.
Yeah, exactly. This season, starring Jennifer Connelly and Vincent D'Onofrio.
Pasta Wars.
I'm gonna sauce you, bitch. Yeah, okay, some tomato sauce in your eye.
Oh my god.
Oh fuck, Jennifer Connelly. That I'm never gonna forget
good.
Connelly. As good as I am with words, you are with names, Taylor Field. My
Holy
god.
shit.
Jennifer
I was so
Connelly.
confident in my pronunciation of it, too.
Oh yeah, you said that with your full chest, my sir. Oh my
Oh,
god.
my jaw, man, that hurt. I was smiling hard there.
Oh well, let's take another ad break here, and we'll be right back with some other news. We got Marvel news, we got Star Wars news, we got a whole shebang of stuff. So we'll be right back. And we're back. So, yeah, I'll leave that to the end because I still got to do some draft stuff. But I have some very exciting news for a certain draft. I can't wait to break that. I can't wait to see your face. But we went to DC. Let's talk some Marvel. These are a bit more quicker. But while we were doing Summer Game Fest stuff and everything, the streams, we didn't get to do a newscast. But it was confirmed that we have a director for the Thunderbolts, or he's in talks. Same thing, it was high tier. His name is Jake Schreier or something like that. Now, he's a guy that hasn't done much. He's directed a few like TV shows. He's done like some Kanye West music videos. So he's one of those like Marvel directors for hire that are kind of, okay, we have a vision, you're going to do that. Now, apparently some of the rumors were like, oh, we have this great pitch. What could be, but I did think it's interesting where we have like Doctor Strange and Fantastic Four, where it's like they want to find a big name that Feige can trust. And then like Thunderbolts, it's like some guy we've never fucking heard anything of, So it's just like, it's same thing Captain Marvel, stuff like that. But Kirkpatrick, obviously we've talked about this for a while. There's not any rumored roster. The guy that reported this kind of speculates some names as far as Yelena being in there. Black, and these are people because he said always heard that there's certain Marvel actors that have been a part of Marvel before have been told to keep their schedules open for next year. Now, the other thing is, which I cannot wait, September in D23, I think it's September 12th or 11th, we're getting our next big, or even 10th, we're getting our next big, like, Disney dick drop of like they're doing that's what it seemed like. They said they're big announcements as far as Lucasfilm and Marvel, where they're gonna have like a bunch of stuff, which makes sense because in 2024 we have no idea what's coming out Marvel wise. So there's probably gonna be some Blade updates, this and that. So this might be one of those movies on that board. But we had stuff like Elena, had stuff like Winter Soldier, Zemo was thrown out there, Abomination, Ghost. So these are ones that maybe are just he's hypothesizing again, but he's one of these things that it could be some truth to it. He doesn't want to report as fact because he doesn't have enough info. So one, what do you think about being a movie, not a series? Because we always went back and forth on that. And two, what do you think about just the idea in general that it seems that it's actually going to be happening now?
Yeah, I think this definitely has potential for something really, really just fun and unique and special and different from like other movies that we've seen, like in the MCU genre of just films, like have like a ragtag, their own Suicide Squad, for lack of a better term. I think the fact that it's a movie, I don't even want to say like it's worrying me or anything like that. It's just it's I gotta ponder on it a little bit because I personally just feels like it fits better as a series because you can just spend more time like doing character moments, where if you have a crew coming together for just a movie, let's say it's 2.5 hours, like on the top end, I imagine it would be around 2 hours maybe. If you're trying to spend time like with each character, I feel like that just soaks up so much like screen time. And then if you have all these characters and you don't really have like character moments with them, it might just feel like maybe not to the full extent of what like Eternals did, where they just try to introduce so many different characters and then you just didn't really get time to really like know anyone because they just tried to introduce way too many people. I think that could be a problem, maybe why I'm a little bit on like the hesitant side to like be optimistic for it, because I just, if it's a TV series, I get more time with these characters interacting with themselves. But if it's only 2 hours, like they really have to use that time wisely. Otherwise, this could definitely be a mess of a film. And
yeah, but all those credits on Disney Plus, that's the thing. Will you get more time?
Yeah, I guess so. Like a 20-minute episode.
Yeah,
thing.
it's 40 minutes. And it's like, no, it's not.
Yeah, I don't know. I think just in my mind, because I always just assumed it was going to be a series, I had it like set that way, and then hearing the opposite, it's just like, does this work? Like I got to just reassess a little bit. But I want to be optimistic because, like I said, like this is like the MCU Suicide Squad almost. Like this is a different crew like coming together to solve something. So I definitely think it's potential to be something awesome. But I'm a little bit hesitant. I'm very excited to just get more information. Sorry, I can't. Did you say like the director is confirmed, or they're penning a director?
Heavy talks. It sounds like it's the like in final negotiations to be happening.
John Watts is just not want to do Fantastic Four, so he's like, let me just do this one.
He's like, no, we got Drake Schreier. You're not doing this. I'm like, Drake who? Did he direct No Way Home? I don't think so. So again, I'll play the different side before Taylor goes. Where the main reason I'm happy about this is just because past few things we've seen recently with Disney Plus in both Star Wars and the Marvel world is the budget. And anytime I've heard rumors of this, Midnight Suns, maybe less so with Young Avengers, but specifically this and Midnight Suns, I always thought, man, those on a Disney Plus budget, I don't know if I want that, because we've just seen like some tough look. Like if we want a big badass action team with these villains and you got Abomination there, fuck, the log trucks are gonna be looking real bad in these shows. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think the good thing is, I think it's gonna be. You have a lot of setup, but I think it's gonna be very similar to the first Avengers, where we're gonna know all the characters. That's Espo's questions, where he says, "Do you think it'll all be established villains, or do you think there will be new characters on the team?" I actually think it'll all be established. I think it'll be almost a carbon copy of the first Avengers, where I guess you could argue, okay, of course Hawkeye, but he got brainwashed. But I think taking him out, you will have met all these villains previously. You'll have their backstory, and I think they're going to use Val. You know, don't call me Val from what's her name, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and that's why that Yelena thing at first, like, oh, that's kind of weird. But I could kind of see her being like, hey, you're the one that's going to lead these fucking weirdos, you know. And I also think like. I know some people have been like, I think Brent was the same thing. Like, he doesn't see Winter Soldier in there. I think that'd be great because I think Sam could be doing his own thing. And I would love if, like, man, what a fun kind of team up of Yelena and Bucky to see what's going on. And Bucky to me is kind of that, like, sure, he's clear, but maybe the government's like, yeah, you've still done all this like really bad shit that like hurt the US. You still got to find like penance. You still got to kind of help us, and you're gonna like lead these type of villains, and maybe these villains would respect him a little bit more because like, oh yeah, Winter Soldier, like you got such a history, but really it's like no, like that's not me. Like I think there's some fun things to play with. I am with Espos 100%. I know Taylor doesn't want to hear this. If they do not get Sam Rockwell back, it is the biggest fucking mistake in the world. You need Justin Hammer. You need the tech guy. It would just be so much fun. So I'm just very happy it's not on Disney Plus, and I really hope that Midnight Suns isn't either. Young Avengers, I think you could do, but Midnight Suns, if you got shit like Ghost Rider there, and you know Wanda on the team, or Doctor Strange, or Moon Knight, like you get all these big actors, same thing. It's like that's too much for a TV show. So I think it'd be a cool 2-hour, just like Expendables, but Marvel, and hopefully better. That's what I'm hoping for, you know, just a kick out. And if we get more Zemo, which he's probably next to Justin Hammer, my top pick as well, because Zemo, after Falcon Winter Soldier, we already loved him as a character, but even better there. So I just want to see as much Zemo as possible.
Oh yeah.
Because Taylor, you want Zemo back, right?
I want Zemo back for sure, definitely. I loved him in Falcon Winter Soldier.
Oh, did you take out the? Oh no, you didn't. We need more of that.
That like just like hearing that, it takes me back to doing those midnight reviews. That's just like such a great time. Gosh.
But yeah, I think I would love to have Zemo back. I'd love to have all these reoccurring characters that are already established in the universe just to be popping off again in here. The fact that it could be a movie is absolutely a gold star for me. I want to see these characters on the big screen, dishing out justice. I think it would be a great poll too. People would be kind of intrigued, like, oh, this is a different Marvel movie, kind of like Guardians, where when Guardians first came out, I didn't know who the Guardians were, but like it had all these good actors and these interesting characters, and I was intrigued by it. And I went to go see it, and the movie did insanely well at the box office. So I think this is just one of those potentially rare gems that Marvel could do, where it's not just a one-off with a main character that's already established, but like, hey, we're doing the team up, and here's all these characters that you probably are sort of familiar with, and all these actors and actresses that you do know of, though, and I think that'd be super hype. I think that definitely bleeds into Midnight Suns, where that needs to be a movie, like you said, Travis. There's some things like I don't want to see TV show Ghost Rider. That doesn't do it for me. I want to see Spirit of Vengeance, Nick Cage.
But Espo says, hey, he looked good on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which he did look good, but my thing is that in the Disney Plus show, he could look good, but then if you also had Moon Knight, Blade,
and She-Hulk.
Do you think She-Hulk's going to be the Midnight Suns?
No, I'm just saying like he could look like She-Hulk.
Well, yo, fuck. Oh, God. The fire's like pixels. Like, it's not. Yeah, and I think that's the thing where it's just like, it could look good, but the hope is that if you have a lot of big actors and stuff, that could like balloon the budget, right? So we're Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Diego Luna, not a big actor, and he was not in the show too much. So I think it could spread. But yeah, I'm not saying it can't be done, you know?
Like, I didn't mind how Ghost Rider looked in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It was definitely okay. It's better than Ghost Rider 1. I'll give him that. But it's nowhere near that Spirit of Vengeance Ghost Rider, where he just looked char-grilled, sizzled, and absolutely just... He looked awesome as a skull on fire can be. So I want that movie magic.
Yeah, we do. Family Clay says, would this be the second movie that would be directly affected by the Disney Plus shows? Yes and no, because I think you're right as far as like certain characters being places, but I think there's a chance where you could get Baron Zemo in the show, and then he like never mentions anything of Falcon Winter Soldier, or you don't need to see that, right? Like you don't need to see his adventure. Ghost is an Ant-Man, so I think most of these characters they just end up same thing. Maybe Abomination because he's gonna be in She-Hulk. We'll see. But if he just ends up back in prison in She-Hulk, then there's no difference, right? So I think you it will be a little bit. I think Clay is right there, but I think not to the same extent Wanda, where it's like she took over town, she had a kid. I think you could. I don't think you can skip WandaVision for Doctor Strange. I think you could skip the like Falcon Winter Soldier to see Zemo in this show because I think he will just be a hired gun where it's like, yeah, you're gonna do this, knock some time off the prison sentence, etc. So
I agree. Just to back up your Abomination, like if he does go back to prison in She-Hulk and that's that, then that's it makes it irrelevant. All you need to know is if you watch Shang-Chi, then you see that he still exists in this universe. That's all the confirmation you need.
yeah. And then after that, just a little mini story, but we got some characters confirmed for Spider-Man, or sorry, yeah, is it Spider-Man? Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, that's what it is. This is the title I'm always going to
Across
forget.
the
Yeah.
multiverse, or no, Spider-Verse.
Spider-Man Across the
Penetrating the
Spider-Verse.
multiverse.
Yeah, fuck, man. That's going to be a different sequel. But just 3 characters and actors were confirmed. I'm trying to find the actual actress list. But anyway, so we got confirmed that Shia Wigman, you guys know him a little bit. Taylor, you know him from Kong, Skull Island. He was one of the army guys.
Wiggum?
Shia Wiggum or Wigman or something like that. But he's the guy, he gets like destroyed by one of the things. He's like, he has the grenade and he's like, go do it for yourself or something. He gets just like destroyed.
Shay
don't remember that
Wingham.
guy.
You know,
Oh,
but
I
anyways,
remember this guy. Yes,
yeah.
yes.
So he's going to be voicing Captain Stacy. So obviously we got Gwen Stacy's dad's going to be in this. We got Jason Schwartzman who's going to be voicing the Spot, who's apparently going to be the main villain of this movie. And then we also got what's his name? He's one of the guys from what is that? Torma Takan. I think he's one of the guys from the Lonely Island. He's going to be the Vulture. So we got Captain Stacy, got Vulture, and the Spot. All excited. I like that we're getting new characters. Captain Stacy makes sense because I feel like Miles is gonna be going to Gwen's universe, so we're gonna probably have some time with her dad. Vulture, cool. I like Vulture. Spot, and that's funny because we had heard some rumors months ago that he was the main villain, and along with those rumors, there was like, oh, the guy that voiced the '90s Spider-Man animated was gonna be in this, and then I was like, oh no, that's not true. But that was around the same time as these Spot rumors. I'm pretty sure the Spot rumors came from like a C tier type of site, and Spot makes no sense because yeah, he's a D-cut character, but one, I'm excited for his fucking episode in Disney Plus, hopefully skyrocket when people go watch like the old show. But 2, his powers, he throws spots that helps him like travel universes and shit like that. Like, what a perfect type of villain. Like, there's so much fun they could do with this. So, Kirklin, I know you know a little about the Spot, not like a deep knowledge, but what do you think about these 3 characters being confirmed for Across the Spider-Verse?
Sorry, what was Spot and what was the other one?
Vulture and Captain Stacy.
Yeah, no. So starting off with the Spot, I very surface level knowledge of him, but I think he fits so well with the Spider-Verse. Just the fact that he goes like he just throws multi-dimensional portals basically. So like it just fits so cleanly like with what the plot of Spider-Verse is like shown to be already. And yeah, like he's just gonna be causing mayhem, and I love that shot of it's like Miles like kicking him, but then he's like going through the portal and like kicking Gwen. It's just I can't wait to see just the visuals on like how they tackle that, because I fucking love the visuals of the first Spider-Verse movie, and I like especially when they're going like they're breaking the collider realm thing, and like you're just in that really colorful realm, and then you throw in this like the Spot character. It's gonna be so awesome to see. Vulture, you know, just a really good household name in the Spider-Verse villain route. So I'm really
Do you agree
excited
with
to see him
Bubs
in there.
here that we might get the super cheesy old man Vulture?
I think so. I think
agree.
definitely, especially it'll be different from Michael Keaton's version, because they try to make that like a little like they try to make that a little bit more grounded one. I think with what the Spider-Verse is doing, like we have Kingpin as this just giant like thing. I definitely think we're gonna be getting the kooky Vulture one where. Because, like, the one, I think it's just, like, the first animated series one. Like, he looks like a vulture, like, just with how, like weird and,
his
like,
nose.
Yeah, exactly. So I definitely think we could get, like, a character looking like that for sure. Captain Stacy again. It's just, another name that's going to be fun to see. Like I just love seeing these characters that maybe we've seen them in like the live action versions, and then you just again like have them in the animated version. I just love like all Spider-Man characters. So just like the more I'm getting in this movie, I think it just makes me smile even more. And I can't fucking wait for this movie. It's gonna be so good.
Even the Grey Goblin. You love the Grey Goblin.
Yeah, that would be a surprise casting if this gets announced. You know, we're getting Grey Goblin in this one. I don't really have much experience like at all with Grey Goblin, so maybe I'm not a Spider-Man fan like I should be.
One day when we have the time, we'll bring comic book versions back, and we gotta do the Grey Goblin because that was too much of a hype night reading about his story and everything like that. But tell you how you feel about these characters.
What were all their names again? Because I'm pretty sure I don't know any of these
Fucking
characters.
What?
Well, you're talking
I
about
think
the
you
guy
got 2
throwing
out of
like
3.
2 out of 3. Like you said, the guy
You
throwing
don't know
like
who Captain
portals and stuff.
Stacy.
Oh well, Captain Stacy, I know obviously.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
but
don't
like,
know the Vulture.
Oh, the Vulture. Why don't I remember you saying these three names?
Fucking Christ.
You were talking about Kirklin about like the guy throwing like the portals and stuff like
That's
that.
the
I was like,
Spot.
the Spot. Okay, well I don't know who the fuck the Spot.
Yeah, but
is.
you said you knew none of these guys. You're in La La Land over there.
I
My
totally forgot
God,
about
what's
Captain
happening?
Stacy.
Same
Oh my
thing earlier.
goodness.
What was the question again? What was the question?
I know, out to lunch. Captain Stacy, yes, I think that's fantastic. Definitely has to be in there with Gwen Stacy. Vulture, it's not Michael Keaton, right?
No, confirmed not to be Michael Keaton voicing him.
Okay. No, I do think though that getting the Spot in there is interesting. That's a wacky thing. I had no clue that this is a Spider-Man character. That just seems like reminds me of Polka Dot Man, to be honest.
Hey, when you do podcasts and don't cover your mouth in your talk, hard to hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Not as much. You've
Sounds
been
like you
doing
got
some
a
tricks.
little mouth over there.
You did that. There's been a couple times tonight where you're leaning back in your chair and you're starting out like this.
Because he's on
and then you come
vacation
into
for
it.
so long. He's out of
Yeah,
tune.
I know.
He's out of it. He's podcast slumbering here. You got to throw him into a 2-manner, you know.
Yes, I had a thought that I was gonna shed light on.
I'll add something quick before while you're thinking. In some versions of this character, I think
Vanilla-y.
specifically like in the comic, he looks very like trypophobia, triggering, and he doesn't look like that at all in multiverses. So I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, but you don't know
Otherwise it'll
yet.
just be
Like
disturbing.
there might be different versions of him, right? And those spots might get really small. And
They better
stuff,
not.
so.
They better not. It was hard for me when we got into that moment in Candyman. That was ugh. I got like chills just thinking about that scene. But anyways, if you know, you know.
Yeah,
There.
Kirklin's gonna be like,
What are you showing me? His head. Come on.
Like, actually, yeah, the great usage there. I
Did
always
he-
forget we just have that loaded. and then
oh,
it
it's
just
never
pops
going
in.
away.
Yeah.
When we're here 70 years old and Colin Farrell's long dead, we're gonna be hitting that clip. We're gonna be like,
Oh man.
Ted, that thought
Shouts
come
out
to
to
you?
Colin Farrell.
Oh,
Fuck,
yeah.
I love him.
can't wait for that
He's so
Penguin
good.
show. You know, he's a goddamn legend.
He is so good at these villains, man. Horrible bosses.
Horrible Boss. I was
One of
gonna
the
bring up,
best.
yeah.
One of the
He's
best
so
roles.
good.
Never getting
God.
privacy around here.
Fuck, I gotta rewatch that movie.
Oh, it's
Oh,
good,
it's
man.
So
Yeah.
good.
Everything
He's
is
like snorting lines in the bathroom. There's like a pregnant lady trying to get in to go pee. Never getting privacy around here. Fuck.
I love when they take out Ken's face the first time. Charlie Day like has the peanuts and penis, and he's like penis. So I say penis, and he just like collapsed down there, like he's like stabbing with the fucking thing, and oh my god. Oh, and Jamie Foxx, motherfucker Jones, just
Oh,
like the
yeah.
whole thing.
What's the confusion?
I stuck in my first. Oh, she was sleeping. Oh, and I stuck my hand. Oh. into her purse. And I took her money, and I really fucked her over. That's why they call me motherfucker Jones. They should call you motherfucker over Jones because it's kind of confusion. And like Kirkman said, what's the confusion?
Oh man, he's so good. He's so good. I think, oh, great movie.
Underrated movie. Tay, did you get that thought back, or are we moving
No, that
topics?
thought's fucking long gone.
Okay, well, we're going to take an ad break, and we're going to talk about some Star Wars next. So hopefully you got those thoughts going off. So we'll be right back. And we're back. So let's just get into this. This was the same thing last week. Kind of came out around, I think it was the Wednesday, because I think you guys, if you're in the chat, Clay on Star Wars Alliance covered it. But it was this rumor going around. Now, Clay, if you're in the chat, please let me know where it came from. I thought it's still kind of like in the C+ realm, so it's not like a, oh shit, it's happening. But we got a report that the Acolyte is going to feature, and even S-Bubs, same thing. If you got a good scooper tier on this, let me know. We got a report that Nihilus, Darth Bane and Darth Revan are rumored to appear in the Acolyte show. Now, it's not known, I don't think from this report that it was showing as them being current characters or that there's flashbacks or if the characters have any ties. But Taylor Field, what do you think about, because obviously this is 100 years before Phantom Menace, but still, I think it's in a time period, especially someone like Revan, I feel like 100 years before Phantom Menace is, like, that's not near the Old Republic, but at the same point, it's the Star Wars Disney canon, right? And they can kind of change things if they want. So where do you feel, if these rumors are true, how do you think we would get these characters?
I would imagine they would be brought in like Bane was in the Clone Wars, where maybe you get like a Force spirit or something like that. But it's tricky. It could. I would love to see it in the sense of flashbacks of like this Acolyte like learning about Sith history, something like that, and finding out these different Sith Lords that existed. Because when you look at like Darth, how do you pronounce them? Because I pronounce them very differently.
Nihilus?
Nihilus? I call him Nihilus.
Nihilus? You could be right. I'm not gonna.
Call Jennifer Connelly.
Yeah,
else.
I call him Darth Canelli. Okay, it was Disney Insider. So yeah, that makes sense. It's about about the C, like higher C+ range where they've gone some stuff right, some stuff wrong. So, and then this is what his quote was: "Is which I hear they're going to bring in a lot of these legends, Darth Bane, Nihilus." I thought it was nice because I swear I thought I heard Nihilus in a game. That's why I thought I went that. Oh,
I think
fuck.
you're right. I think you're right.
Could be.
Man, you know, if these people do people like him so fucking dirty. Okay, gonna bring Darth Bane, Darth Nihilus, Darth Malak, and Darth Revan all in Star Wars Acolyte. So we'll see Darth Plagueis, and then they just repeat Darth Plagueis. Darth Plagueis, I think we kind of figured because the time frame. Malak, he gets so like, because he's in KOTOR, he gets so shit on. Like everyone just talks about Revan. Malak's a great fucking antagonist, but no one gives a fuck about Malak at all. You know, like he's just like, and even then, all the headlines I've seen, I'm doing a Taylor Field. I had just seen the headlines because they're so busy, so I didn't even know until reading the actual report that Malak was another one rumored for this too. You know, so put some respect to the guy's name. He turned Bastila. Fuck, you know.
Yeah, he's a great villain, and I like even in my own eyes, he's just overshadowed by Revan because Revan's just such a great character.
Yeah. Even though he's not, he's just a great, like in the game, it's just a great twist, right? That's
Yeah.
all it is. But like the books and everything made him more great. But it's just like, it was just the legend of like, fuck, I was a Sith the whole time. Like there's not much, all you see is flashbacks of him like fighting Bastila. Like there's nothing about Revan that much. And like,
No,
hey,
it's
you didn't
fair.
want to fuck with him, you know?
I think I like him and like I have no experience with like his books or anything. I feel like I like him the most because of maybe like the importance of like of a Sith that he was, especially
Absolutely.
like reading
Game changer.
like the non-canon Legends, you know, Darth Bane book, like when he's checking out some of like the Revan like just knowledge, I guess, through like Sith holocrons and stuff. Like I love that story, and then also I just see like my own character that I played as Revan, like in KOTOR. So
What
definitely
character
some
model
bias
did
there.
you pick? I picked the Brock Lesnar motherfucker with the ball, like the
Oh, I bet
flat
you
top and he had
did.
the blonde hair. Yeah,
I
he
did
looked
like
like
the
me.
super nerdy one, almost like an Adam Driver looking dude, because he just had
Oh,
like a
that
big
makes sense.
nose and
Yeah.
Just
What
the
about
dude
you?
that looked the most
What
like
about you,
me.
Taylor? Which one did you pick?
Oh fuck! If I could remember.
Oh Jesus! What type of Star Wars fan are you? They better
It's been
let
a
you.
good minute.
So that's a huge game. It left so much an impression. I remember everything about those playthroughs. But anything, they better let you play as a girl in the new one, so you could have like a different type of relationship with Bastila. You know, like they better not just make it a dude. But Taylor, continue. You're cut off by your wife, I imagine.
That was my
Cats.
wife. Yes.
He was talking of the cats like this.
Just talking
Gotta
to the
get down
door.
from there.
It's Nihilus, I swear.
No, I just wanted to pull up the
Nihilus.
dates here because if we're looking at the characters, so fuck, now I'm fucked up. Darth Nihilus existed about
Nihilus.
3,009 Nihilus, 3,951 years before Episode 4.
So 3,000.
3,951 years before.
Okay, you could just round to 3,000.
Episode
Yeah.
4. No, I can't. I got to be specific here. Now, Darth Revan is 3,964 before the Battle of Yavin. So again, Episode 4. Now,
So same time period, like a close.
very,
That's why they were
very
in
close.
KOTOR, kind of, right? Like, because Nihilus, that I remember, I feel like I still need to read more about him, because even then I'm always forgetting, like, fuck, he, like, 8 children and shit like this. Like, I always forget, like, the fucked up stuff he did. I just remember, man, he was the badass cover of KOTOR, too. Like, that mask was,
Great
like,
design. Great
but, like,
design.
when you play the game, it's like, there's
He
not
gets
really much
bopped
of.
so hard.
Yeah,
like,
there's
so easily.
yeah, like it was such like a letdown. It was like, oh, that's what Nihilus was and stuff. So, but they were kind of in that same time frame. So,
But yeah, he was able to basically like he feeds on force energy, right? So he basically go to planets and just literally eat the planets alive. Like it's just so fucked. But he was very cool. Darth Sion was someone that actually really terrified me. He was the other guy that was like just like his body was breaking
I
apart.
fucking
And
love
Kotar
Darth Sion.
too,
Yeah,
and
he was
just,
Kira's
like,
apprentice.
Yeah, that
And
was
then-
super cool.
Oh, I know. I've always wanted to see him. What's his name again? I always forget it too. You just said
Darth
it.
Sion.
Sion. Yeah, Sion. Yeah, so because
Like
for a while,
S-I-O-N.
yeah, for a while, I actually thought like I think as a kid, I like mixed up like he was Nihilus because just the name, and then I realized later on like no, Nihilus is one that like you said gets bought. But yeah, Sion, like that's like the perfect example of that Sith that like hates so much that he like keeps himself alive. Like look at his body, but yeah, that I just want them one day to fucking come out and just say, hey, we're doing Star Wars Knights of the Republic show. Now here's the thing, like so Taylor, you said some flashback history. I agree, but my problem, I'm trying not to be a Debbie Downer, but my problem or worry about this is if they cast actors for these roles, I don't know if they're like, maybe this is a testing ground, but I just don't see Lucasfilm doing, oh, we're going to do some flashbacks and then look, Knights of the Republic show. My worry is they'll cast some actors and maybe lower tier actors just like play them here and then they don't really get used again in the future because we got High Republic and Acolyte. So I almost would like it to be they appear in a way of like, remember, and it doesn't have to be like this. It could be character or actors that you don't see their face, like Revan. You never have to see their face, right? You could put an actor in that later, stuff like that. I would love it to be something like definitely Hollows Part 1 where they tell the story about the Hollows and stuff like that, where it's like a cool animation of, hey, they're telling, or there's a vision of, these are previous Sith that have come before you, and these are most powerful ones, like someone learning about, right? I don't want it to be like Darth Plagueis being like, oh, and I had this lunch with Revan and we talk, like, that's my worries. If they cast actors, they might limit them to this type of just like either just animated, which is fine, but I really want live action. They might just limit them to like small roles or flashbacks, like because I do want the first time I kind of thought to see some of these characters in an Old Republic show so we could set it up. My hope is that they do this and then we do a show later on, but my worry is they would like blow their load here and like, oh, we'll do Revan and Nihilus and Bane all in this show as like kind of fun flashbacks and show maybe their story, then they get killed, and then that's it. And that's my worries. Like if they use them as a history lesson, it's kind of like, here's my example. I'm not that upset with it, but it's like when we got Hank Pym as the older Ant-Man, right? You're never going to get Hank Pym as the young Ant-Man as your main Avenger. Now, we could get a prequel show, something like that. But again, that has to, you got to go an extra step. The second you got Scott Lang, you're like, okay, Hank Pym is the retired Ant-Man. And that's my worry here is if we get them in these smaller roles, that they'll just stay in these smaller roles. Now, the good thing is we have, if this is true, this show and the Knights of the Republic video game. My hope is that they're dipping their toes in it. And if they see there's a good tracking, whether it's stream numbers or sales, they might go, oh yeah, people really do want to get in this history. And they are bringing stuff back from the legends that hopefully, like a Thrawn that were popular. And Thrawn was there before Knights of the Republic, right? So that's my hope, is that they're slowly just testing. But so I'm 50-50 on it. I want to see it, but I also don't want to see it if it cuts us off from the legs and this is all we get. So where are you, Kirkland Patzer, on all this?
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what you said. I think just initially hearing the names is super, super exciting, but the more I stew on it, I get some worries because I don't want them to bring in these big names and then just left. Like, I think if they're introducing these names and I'm not completely blown away like by the way they're used, I think that's a big misstep, and I don't think that's even being like unfair just because they have such an impression like on the Star Wars universe, at least in my eyes, especially like me being really interested in just like the Sith in general. Like these are the big names of the Sith, so like if they get brought in and I feel like lukewarm, I mean, worst case, even worse than that, like I'm gonna be really disappointed. And like this is the show that when I first saw the name, like my mind knew kind of what it was gonna be, and I just got so excited. Like I think out of all the Disney like Star Wars things like announced at that initial showing when they had all those titles, that was the most exciting one for me, just because of the potential here. And hearing this, it's like, okay, if they handle it, or let me rephrase, if they tackle it in a more minor way and like more just talk about their teachings, and then maybe like through holocrons or something, like you get maybe an image of what they look like on live action, but don't really interface with them a lot, that they're like all of these characters are like side characters in the show. I think that could be better, but I don't know. I think I'm more worried than I am like positive on it, and just because I feel like there's more ways for it to go wrong. Just because, as you said, like these are the big names that, if it is the case that they're just like, oh, let's just get them all together and just, as you phrase it, like just blow their load all in one sitting, and if it doesn't hit well, like that's rough, because I think it would be kind of hard to bring back these characters, and maybe we would lose the opportunity of having like a show or something else like with those characters if they're just brought into this. I think another example too of maybe why I'm a little bit worrisome, and I haven't even seen it, so I could be wrong here. It was just like when I was looking into like the canon version of Darth Bane, like I think it's through Rebels or something, when they like actually interact with him, and he has like samurai armor or something, and it just looked really weird for me. And again, I haven't even seen the episodes, so take that with a grain of salt. My opinion is not correct here, but I was just like, what are they doing with my boy? And I just didn't really like what I was reading on how they tackled on. And again, it could have been awesome.
Do you like the John Cena Darth Bane?
Just the jack, like 7
Bald
foot tall.
head,
Oh
everything
yeah,
like
no,
that.
yeah, like the Legends version. Yeah, no, like Travis's character. You just mentioned
Yes.
KOTOR. Like that. Like I fucking love that look, because I love that, like those books when he was just this chiseled, like fucking miner on the far reaches of the asteroid belt. Like he was just chiseled and huge, and then like the dark side, like it just took him to another level. Like I love that version, and I like we were talking about Darth Sion, whatever his name is, and like that look of just being this like so angry, you just will not die, refuse, like just this force. Yeah, no, that's fucking dank. I love that. That's very like cartoon version, but still I like it a lot.
Oh, I gotta go
The
with
dark
the
eyes.
samurai.
Yeah,
Oh,
you like the
really?
samurai?
It just looks
Oh,
so
yeah.
kind of just big and cheesy for me. Like it just
Yeah.
it's
I think
just
the
kinda
hardest thing for
bulky.
me is that it was just so different from the version that I had. I'm like, oh, they just completely changed him and made him their own new thing, like that fits the Clone Wars.
And the good thing with this report is it's just introduced, right? So that could mean anything. That could literally
Yep.
mean, like I said, them talking and introducing the concept of it. Like I said, that my wish is the Deathly Hallows thing, where it's like they talk about these, Siths, but they still kind of leave that for another time, or like whatever it may be. Just starting to put that idea in there, just like the same way Obi-Wan and A New Hope talked about the Clone Wars, right? And then years later, we would get a movie about the Clone Wars. I would like something like that, where just introducing concept, ideas, characters, just to even pique people's interest. Because they also got to do the show. My worry is with the Acolyte that the fucking Acolyte will turn to the light side as always. But if they don't, and if it is a show based around a Sith or a Dark user, you got to see if there's still an audience there for that, right? Because maybe people are like, yeah, I don't really want to see the dark side. I want to see the heroes uprise. So that's where it's like, this could be a good test as a two. So anything else to add, Taylor? I know you kind of got cut off there when you were looking at some stuff, but
Darth Bane, again, he was kicking around in
You're still at this,
1000, yeah, still in the days, 1032 before episode 4. So,
so many
it's
years
good,
between him
like,
and Revan.
Yeah, 2,000 to 3,000 years before Revan, so that's quite substantial. But
You mean after?
after, yeah.
Yeah.
I am totally okay in any shape or form that we get these characters. I want to see them
And-
reaffirmed and reiterated. Again,
So if
I
they
would
get brought in, they're
prefer
like,
it.
these were the shittiest Sith lords. They were the worst.
Well, I know they're not going to do
They were all
that.
janitors.
But you said anyway. Yeah.
Anyway, any way to have them like on live action, like canon, confirmed, all that jazz. Like, yes, sign me up.
Well, they're technically, because even this article, they're technically confirmed. Because remember in Exegol, there's like the
Yeah.
etchings of like Malik, and like some of them were deleted, but there's etching of Malik and Revan in there. Like
The,
that's what I was looking at. It's like, so
The
cool.
Sith Trooper battalions were named after specific Sith lords.
Yeah.
And some of them was like, Revan and stuff like that. Darth Tenebrous battalion was another one as well. So there's some notes, but I want them to be like officialized. Now that being said, I do have my preferences of how I would like it to be done. I want it to be done appropriately and respectfully to the characters in a way that does them justice. So that being said, like, I know that they're all dead now when we look at the future of Star Wars. Like,
No one's ever really
Palpatine,
gone.
he gets like the main head honcho lead, and he's leading the charge. So with these other Sith lords, whatever kind of adventures they get into, like, I understand they will come to their demise at some point, but that's not a negative for me. I want to, if they're used as a way, like an instruction or whatever, like most of them have masks on too, so I don't think you have to worry about having like a big name actor behind that at this time. You could put anyone behind one of these masks, like because Nihilus, Revan, Bane now, even with the samurai mask, like you can easily just pull it off. So if you want to
The
do
samurai
something
mask,
down the road with these characters and have a big name behind it, where he's taking the mask off or whatever, then by all means do it down the road. But for now, you can easily just sprinkle them on, and you can make it a surprise because you don't have to announce like a big name playing this character. So
Yeah, and I know, and again, we've talked about this before with Star Wars, where the people will be like, "Oh, I don't know if they want to do that because it's spoilers." But like the fucking Game of Thrones, like millions of people, I guess millions, those popular books, like knew about the Red Wedding. I never heard about the Red Wedding before that episode, right? It happened. So everyone always be like, you couldn't do the Revan twist in like a show. Yeah, you could. You fucking could. There's so many people. Imagine that, especially be cool in Acolyte. And let's say other things, you start hearing about a Revan. You hear about in other forms of media. And then when you watch a show, you're like, oh, I've heard about this Revan in other shows. He's a really bad character. And they're looking for this Revan. And the twist is your main character, whether it's Guy or Lady, was Revan. Fuck, man. Like it's just like that'd be so well done. That's where the Knights of the Republic, I think, would be a great TV show because you could build up to that. And I think that's baked in. Like that's what I think Star Wars is sometimes worried of. Again, we've talked about this before, where I'd love like a Master Apprentice, the animated movie, adapt some of these books into animation. We've heard that a little bit, that they're tinkering with that. What's that young adult one? It takes place in like the
Skeleton Crew?
No. It's the one. It's a book, and it's becoming. It's like Stars Forbidden or something like that. Fallen Stars, is that a book? I think Claudia Gray wrote it.
Was this the one that we read? That
No. It's one we
didn't.
we hadn't read before. It's something like that. But either
Lost
way,
Stars?
what is it?
The Lost Stars?
What year did they come out in?
Was he 2015?
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
that sounds about right. And I think there was rumors that they were going to do like an animated movie on that, right? And that's where it's
Oh,
like,
yes, you're right. This
Yeah.
is it. Yeah.
and that's where it's like same thing. Like I don't ever get the idea of them not adapting the books because you don't got to change anything. Just adapt it and make it even just animated because people go, oh well, we don't want to break anything in canon. Don't break anything in canon. Just show it because there's going to be millions of people, maybe billions, that never read that book, but maybe they'll watch the show. So the same thing with Revan, Knights of the Republic. I think they could still adapt a lot of these stuff, even though you might, sure, if you go look at it online, you'll find the stories spoiler and stuff like that. But yeah, anything else on this story?
Speaking of Game of Thrones, were those guys supposed to make a cis-centered movie? I don't know anything about a cis-centered movie, Clay. I just know they were supposed to do a trilogy.
Well, yeah, I don't think that's happening anymore. I had heard that they,
Fucking
yeah,
sucked, so then that.
yeah, a lot of things changed. Yeah, I hadn't heard that. I had heard a few things. I had heard Knights of the Republic, and then I'd also heard that they were looking at like the first Jedi or first Sith, which some people want. I really don't. I think that can go a lot of bad ways of like who the first person to
Yeah.
discover the Force. I think that's a tricky like that's honestly when I would be like, yeah, George needs to be there day one to write that shit. Like he should be a real big consultant. So I don't want the first ever. No, too much origin there. So
I will say it's it's still rumors and everything, but it's still kind of exciting to just get Acolyte information. It's been
yes,
since that first just title
quiet,
reveal.
man.
What was that? 2019? Is that what that was? Or 2020?
yeah, it was because it was
2019. December.
It was at the end of 2019, yeah, because we're
Yeah.
in the pandemic still, like the early pandemic, and yeah, we got that, and hopefully we get more details here soon. Because I'm with Kirklin, I think we all were very excited for that. And that's like the one we've gone other than the Lando show, we've gotten the least updates about that,
Yeah.
So
Again, I'm totally open and down for those old legends Sith to be making an appearance in that show. Like I want it to happen, but even if it was just very basic Darth Plagueis, I'd eat that shit up.
well,
I
he's
would love
happening.
it.
I do.
You
I
he'd
think
be in there for sure.
I think it's interesting now because Kathy's like, oh, I don't know if we want to recast people, but I think if this is a multi-season show or if it's a solo season show, whatever it is, I think it will end with being close to that Palpatine, Plagueis, Phantom Menace era. I really do. I think because if Plagueis is in there, I think you just kind of allude to what's to come, and that kind of ties it because they still like tying these things all to franchises and the trilogies and whatnot. So I think Plagueis is 100%. I would bet money on that one. So
I agree.
You agree? All right. Anything else on this topic?
No, I'm good.
No, sir.
That was a random one, but that's all right there. So, all right. So let's take probably our last ad break, and we're gonna be right back for some draft and Jurassic World news.
Did you click it? Did you watch
We'll
it?
be right back.
Yeah, he just pulled the fucking gun out. Oh, it's just that sudden yell. I'm sorry.
Why did you share this randomly?
It just
Zac
popped up. I don't know.
Efron-
I somehow saw it on my Discord.
Yeah, it popped up
Like,
all right. Popped up in the chat. Very
Yeah.
randomly.
Well, anyways, let's see here. You guys kill a 1 minute time because I got to do a final tally on something. So kill
1
1
minute time. Are you excited for
You know
Lightyear,
what?
Kirkland? Oh, okay. What's up?
Yes, actually, I'm seeing it Saturday. I
Shut right
think.
down.
I think Shay and I will go see that one.
Oh, you
She's
could be on the review
working-
Sunday if you want.
Oh, okay. Yeah, definitely. I'm interested. I thought you guys were gonna do like Thursday, Friday. What?
I got
So.
Gwen has a dance recital, so that's why.
There you
Taylor
go.
was
I'm
kind
very
enough
interested then because I definitely want to see this movie. It looks awesome. But no, what I was gonna say is I had started like the first Fast movie, and then I finished it today. God, man, have we done a retro on the Fast movies
Next
at some
year.
point in time? Next year, okay. Because fuck that, like the first one. There's so many weird
interesting.
90s moments in that, and they're fucking shades that they have, and they're just like angled really weird. And some of the characters, the mannerisms, and like Paul Walker's, some of his line deliveries is just so strange in that movie. But I still
Stealing
love it.
VHS machines.
Dude, yeah, I still love that movie though. I think the first one is like so great. The second one even too with Tyrese. Like
Too Fast,
I
Too
love that
Furious
one.
is fucking
Yeah.
peak. It's so
Yeah.
good.
I think
Not
like it
peak.
in looking back on it because I haven't watched like many of those movies just as of recent. I always had like Tokyo Drift as just number one, probably because the theme song is just such a banger, and then just like the overdone, overglow or underglow, whatever the fuck it is, all the glow.
Tokyo Drift just reminds me of like Need for Speed for some reason. Of all the
Yeah.
ones. That's just the one I associate it with it. But
I feel like
Yeah.
drifting's like a big mechanic in those Need for Speed games too. So it, Tokyo Drift. It's the main theme. This super weird Yank goes to Japan to learn how to drift.
it's
and falls
just a
in love.
peculiar story, and it's all retcon now. I mean, for the most part now too, right?
Right,
It's not-
because
oh,
what's
well,
his
yeah, I
face
guess so.
is alive.
Han.
Han
Yeah.
is
Han.
alive. Yeah. Also in Obi-Wan, which is very cool.
Yeah,
don't
that's
think
right. He's
Kirk-
the fifth brother, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's the fifth brother. Oh yeah. He just
Surprised
grunts
I
a
knew
lot
that.
on that show. Really, he's like, "Ah, you pay. You get what's coming to you."
You should be in for Halloween, Taylor. That was a great impression.
I would totally cosplay as him.
You gotta just be like permanent pissed off face too. Like not even like
Madison, fuck
yeah,
you.
not even grudge.
I'm Vader's favorite.
Yes, fifth brother.
That chair's mine.
Yeah. I already told your mother about you baking the bad cookies. All right, I'm
Fanboy
almost-
Clay. Vin Diesel is a better Batman than Batman because of the Fast franchise. I don't understand that.
Clay's smoking some good fucking ganja over there. What's going on, man?
Okay, have you Travis? I'm assuming you've seen the Fast movie many times. Taylor, you've seen it many
twice.
times. Twice.
I've seen it
really?
more times than my
Do you remember?
fingers.
Do you remember the scene when you have Paul Walker and Vin Diesel like in their souped up car? This is kind of like entering the third act of the film, and then they come to a light, and there's this like super white dude with his young chick next to him, and they're in a Ferrari, and he's like, "Nice car. How much that cost you? More than you can afford, buddy. Ferrari." It's like the weirdest. It's honestly it's like one of those 2 a.m. like commercial like bad cheesiness. I can't believe they just greenlight that scene in that movie. It's so strange. And then like there's a really weird pause, and they're all wearing these really weird 90s glasses. And then Vin Diesel goes to Paul Walker. He's like, "Smoke him," and you know what he does? He fucking smokes him. Exciting scene.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, and
minutes killed.
yeah, pretty much. Now I'm adding some on to it, but it's like when they
Oh, there's
when they spoof it
Is it?
in. Oh yeah.
Look at this guy. Yeah. And his girlfriend like smiles too. Like, oh yeah, he's totally gonna smoke these guys in his Ferrari. Look at his glasses too.
I just like the scene better when they kind of spoof it in Dude, Where's My Car? When they pull up on its Fabio and they like rev the engine, and he like shakes his head, and then the guy shake his head, and then Fabio makes out with the hot girl, and then Sean William Scott and Ashton Kutcher like completely make out, and they're like, "What the fuck's going on here?" Like, yeah, okay, get this off. You're gonna fucking get us copyright.
Oh, we've done
strike
trailers
here.
and stuff. This is good.
That still happens. That still means we get copyright strike. And in fact, Vin's gonna be like, no one's watching on my watch or anything like that. But anyway, so I have some things. This was bad on me. I will update it in the future, the MCU draft, because obviously we got Miss Marvel, so that got somebody. I forgot to download the actual document. I'm not sure if you guys had the actual document because I never did that on my phone because Dylan did it on his thing. But we have. I'll probably try and do that before Thor: Love and Thunder. But we got Miss Marvel. Also, that happens. She's leading a project. Thor, and then also because we didn't announce this, Groot. He's getting his show. It's on in August, so I'm very happy because I have Groot. So he's getting me the full 25 points because he's leading a project. We weren't sure if that was this year or next year. Happy I took the gamble. So that's happening. So I think I still got the lead on that. I think Dylan had Miss Marvel, right? So I think what happened was Dylan was like -5 or 10. So I think Dylan's finally got some points up there, and then I'm still leading, so I'm happy about that. But I got official things on this. So on the movie draft, want to do some updates because Top Gun, Jurassic World. Right now, Kirk and Pats are still sitting in first place with, I'm rounding up right now, it's specific numbers, but $1.6 billion at the box office. Top Gun, man, the fact that Top Gun is doing better than Doctor Strange, would have never guessed. Just domestic right now, but still, like, just the fact that it's like crossing it, just crazy. And I when you picked it, like, you picked it only number 8, like it's not that high on your list, and I thought that was right because I thought it would be big, but I didn't think it would be this big. Kind of crazy. So
Yeah, a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one.
yeah. And then myself, I am in second place with 1.2 billion. I'm hoping Nope gets me some good stuff, and again Black Panther, and I got Lightyear this weekend, so I'm hoping that's going on. And then Taylor Field, not too far behind me with 1 point. You're at 1.1, but you're at like 1,197,000. So you're very close to like the 1.2. So you and I are really close.
I just need Jurassic World to pop off a little bit more.
Well, no, yeah, I put it. Yeah, it's only the first week, and it's already at 405 million, so it's in there. You still got Thor coming up next month, and then Avatar and stuff like that. So you and me are neck and neck. Kirkland still has about like 400 million on us, but most of Kirkland's big. I guess you still got Minions and
He's
Black
steaming
Adam.
off.
Yeah, but
And
no,
put
you
some
still.
boots. Don't forget about put some boots.
I'll forget about pushing boots, but Minions and Black Adam, especially Minions, you got a good run coming up there. So, in this other one, because I'm very excited, you guys have maybe forgotten about this, but do you guys know what we do every July? What was our very first draft we ever did?
The first ever draft would have been. It's got to be a
Video game
comic book
draft?
Was it a video game draft?
A superhero draft, and what we
Superhero
do is, we all, as always, pick actors. Before it was 5,
Oh.
now we pick 10. So we have just a little month to go, and I'm very happy because, man, I've just taken the lead because my number 9th pick, the one only Lady Gaga, is going to be playing the one and only Harley Quinn, it looks like. So
Not confirmed yet.
with a little, what are we going? I was gonna say, are we gonna count that as? It's fine because then you guys give me a point going into next year. So would you rather me just take the
It
win
needs
now?
to be confirmed. I think
Yeah.
that's the kicker.
Yeah.
Okay,
Slip through
that's
the
fine.
cracks.
That's fine. I'll keep her, but that's fine. I'm ready to win next year. But I'm very happy that as of right now, because no one else has had any other casting like any other where. We have fucking 30 actors, and we got no one being cast for anything. But yeah, we got some good stuff going on there. But yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to take the win. That's fine. If you want me to wait till next year, get a right away
I got a
point.
fresh new roster for next year. It's gonna be.
Oh,
You mean a fresh old roster is
Yeah,
what you got.
40.
I love the oldies.
And then how we're going to end this cast off is we're going to do our Jurassic Park / world ranking. So we've seen the movie. We're not going to drop too much spoilers and whatnot, but it's like, a bit of a conversation. Obviously, you haven't seen the, you don't want to leave it. But let's see. Did no one else have Charlie's? No one had Charlie's this year. I think Charlie says we've had her a couple years. I guess I should do a reminder of... I had Vanessa Kirby, Giancarlo Esposito, Dacre Montgomery, Lady Gaga, Javier Bardem, Margot Qualley, Victoria Petrotti, however you say her name from You, Samara Weaving, Anya Taylor-Joy, and Adam Driver, who I don't know why I picked him. It was like a last minute, like I freaked out sort of list.
Is that Love, the actress?
Yeah. I still think it could happen at some point, but then Kirkland had Rebecca Ferguson, Simon Pegg, Saoirse Ronan, Joe David Carey, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, Henry Golding, Rami Malek, Donald Gleason, and Walter Goggins. And then Taylor.
Struggle.
Let's see. You had Naomi Scott, Singori Weaving, Mark Hamill, Donnie Yen, and Nick Cage. and then you had Ken Watanabe, Bryce Dallas Howard, Cillian Murphy, Ron Perlman, and Matthew McConaughey. So maybe Bryce Dallas
I
Howard.
picked Matthew McConaughey. What
You
the
did
fuck?
pick Matthew. Well, he fit your 40+ crowd, so you got to make sure you have an average. So. Kirk and Pat, so I'm going to let you go first. You just give us your whole list from least to greatest. We are ranking now. We have 6 Jurassic Park / World movies to rank. Lay it on me, and you can give a quick little brief of why they're the way they are.
Yeah. So starting at the bottom, I have Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. This one, this one like cuts deep. Just not just because of the movie, but because of the event that happened around the movie. Particular.
Can we
review
put this
that
to
never
bed
happened.
now? We've closed the circle. We released it. You got to be in a Jurassic World review.
Yeah, all wounds, don't heal so fast, or some line like that. Okay, and then moving up from that, I have Jurassic World Dominion. Yeah, this one, the more I've stewed on it, the more I've really been able to see some flaws with it. I haven't seen it the second time yet.
I can't
I think
wait.
the dino moments are great, but yeah, no, the plot it's kind of unforgivable how fucking terrible that plot is. So
Everyone check out our
put it
review.
there.
Very fun time, though.
It was a really
Great
good review. Yeah.
One of the
Let's
best.
see. Okay. I mean, I was gonna say my buddy, Tyler, one of our Patreons. Shouts out to him. He was telling me we ruined Jurassic Park 3 for him because he was listening to that retro for it, and now all he fucking thinks about is Sam Neill with just bird shit all over his mouth. And we were talking about this, and then I had a third friend that he's like, I don't remember this scene. We literally invented this new scene for him where it's just no, that didn't actually happen. It's just this meme thing that we invented,
Mandela
but-
effect. Okay, but he did pick up the shit and smell it.
Oh, he
didn't
did,
he?
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
definitely.
he didn't eat it.
We're in a bird cage.
Fuck, guys. Oh, we're definitely in a bird cage. Put some in your
Number
bag.
324 actor on IMDb, whatever he is.
Mm-hmm.
Bless his soul. Okay, and then moving up from there, I did my ranking on a tier list thing, so I had these pretty much on the same tier, but I guess I'm gonna have to push one over the other. So I'm gonna put Lost World here. Jurassic Park Lost World, the second one, and very, very, very close though, which is it's gonna be just under Jurassic World, the first one.
Just
And
under.
then-
So it's your okay.
Yeah, so it goes Fallen Kingdom, Dominion, Lost World, Jurassic World, the first one. Jurassic Park 3 coming in
Yeah.
number 2. I fucking, that one has a special place in my heart. So much nostalgia. And it was one going into the retro where I was expecting to see a lot of flaws and it ruined the movie for me, and it didn't. It's still, there's flaws for sure, but still, I really love Sam Neill in that movie and the crew, the Kirbys. I really, really like that crew and a lot of memorable moments. So it was fun to revisit it. And then number 1, could have guessed it, the original Jurassic Park. It's just such on a tier of its own, compared to all of these. It's kind of funny how much it stands out compared to all of them. It's a subjective thought for sure, but I really think the magic of that first one can never really be copied. And yeah, overall, it was a really fun retro doing with you guys, going through these ones. So I'm really glad, just got an excuse to jump into these Jurassic movies. And yeah, so I'll leave it there.
Yeah. All right, I'll go first. So, excuse me.
Oh,
so
you're
last
going ahead of me, eh?
or
Gonna
so,
edit
yeah,
yourself in front of me
I am. I'm gonna just edit you out. I'm gonna just put it as a Patreon exclusive.
because I had Jurassic Park 3 as my number 2.
I'm gonna just edit so you say Jurassic World Dominion and Fallen Kingdom where you want to, and everyone's like, "What the fuck happened?" As Bub says, he's like you too. The more he stews on, the more it gets better. As Bub's very happy
Respect.
for you about that with Dominion. So, yeah. So last place I got Fallen Kingdom. That stands for itself. You guys know how I feel with that one. That is just a mess of a movie. I got a Fall Kirkland story. Second last is Dominion. It's just there's some fun moments, but overall that plot, the story, the writing, the dialogue, there's a lot wrong with that movie. And I'll watch again because the OG crew were Fallen Kingdom. I will probably just skip. I don't think I ever need to watch again. And then the next three were kind of hard because it's funny, and I will put Jurassic Park 3 here in the bottom three because honestly, when we started the retros, I thought 3 was going to be higher. This last time I watched it, I liked it a little bit less, but I still like it. I still really enjoyed it. I think I played Devil Advocate a lot on that retrospective, and I was talking about the story stuff, but I can still plug that in any day and have like a fun time, not just because the memes we created, but it's another movie led by Alan Grant, so that's great. And yeah, the 2 and 3 were also very tough because even when we reviewed them, I thought, oh yeah, this is gonna be 2. But the more I stewed on it, just like who would I fall, what would I rather go with, and stuff. And so I got Jurassic World 3, or just Jurassic World at 3, and then I got The Lost World at 2, just because. Man, I love it's definitely that might help with Dominion, that Jeff Goldblum vibe. But there was something about when I watched World this time that I still love the concept, the world, the setup, the pitch. But I liked Chris Pratt like a little. Not less, but just like there's a little things I noticed where he seemed very wooden, where I can't beat some of like Goldblum's like the Goldblum-isms in that movie. I love him. I love the stuff with the daughter. Yeah, Sarah's kind of a pain in the ass because worst girlfriend in the world, but there's some really good set pieces in there. They're very close though, Lost World and Jurassic World for me. It went back and forth. Maybe ask me next week, I would switch them. But yeah, Lost World, I still think it's like a really good dinosaur movie. And I think also what made me appreciate it more is when we were talking about in the review how I think Lost World's the one that's had the most trying to tie more with the message of what Jurassic Park World or Jurassic fucking Christ.
That's
Jurassic
the new
Park
trilogy.
Yeah, yeah, Jurassic Park World. But when we were talking about Dominion and how like some themes in there and how like loose they are and how very little they are, where Lost World I think was still trying to do some of that going on a lot more than the other ones. And that's because Spielberg was involved with it. And then yeah, like I'd love to see someone post a list where Jurassic Park isn't their favorite. I'm sure it's out there, but yeah, Jurassic Park, as I said in that retrospective, you go back, arguably the greatest movie ever made. So that was always going to be one with like a bullet, no question, a near if not a perfect movie for me. So. Let's hear Phil. Let's hear you because it's like you ranking all your kids. So
This has been a very tricky ranking for me, but I would put.
wow, what a time.
What the fuck? Sound like a
Got some
fucking
Bigfoot.
alien ship. Holy crap. It was actually, I think, a dude in a Honda Civic blasted on the street. But
All of a sudden,
fuck.
all of a sudden,
You might hear him,
just getting
Travis.
sucked up to the roof, like in that trailer of Nope. Oh, fucking! He's like,
Just big beam of light. His cats are just floating up beside him too.
he's going home. He's going home. Finally,
I'm not allowed to
people-
give my rating here for these movies.
Yeah, people will always be wondering what the fuck was he gonna rank those Jurassic movies.
It's the greatest mystery.
Yeah, we'll never know. And the fucker didn't have a
Until
letterbox account either, so we never know.
Yeah, Fallen Kingdom is my number 6.
I can't believe that after you defending it so much, it's last place still, you know?
Yeah, last place. This is definitely really tricky for me because I just struggled to figure out where I wanted to place these movies here.
Jurassic Park 5. Fuck.
For my 5th slot here, I'd probably put I'd probably put Jurassic World.
Oh.
Yeah. I would probably put number 4. I'd put The Lost World.
Chaotic list here.
Very chaotic. The reason being, again, like Jurassic World, like I do really enjoy Jurassic World, but like it's so close to pairing off with Lost World. But I give Lost World the edge because I love how the dinosaurs just felt wild. They didn't feel like they had the personalities like Jurassic World tried to instill into them, made them more characterized individually, I guess. I like Lost World's perspective. Hey, these are just wild animals and they were dangerous and freaky and it was just super fantastic. My number 3 would be Dominion. That is because
I'm surprised,
really,
actually.
I like in retrospect, like I'm going to be going again to see it on Saturday with my family. And I really do, thinking in retrospect, and again, having talked on Slice of Film with Katie, go check that out. Talking about it again and just realizing a lot of the concepts and just the narratives that are involved that just reflect a lot of what Michael Crichton was writing about in his books. I really liked that a lot, and it was good to kind of go back to that for me as a fan of this franchise. So my number 2 is Jurassic Park 3. there's not a fucking chance that's not being in the like top 2. Like I just, it was so good just getting to talk about that with you guys, and I love so many aspects of that movie. It just felt like a good chaotic wild dinosaur adventure with the dinosaurs just on the loose on the island. Like it was so good. It was like Jurassic Park 1, but like reskinned and like upgraded with like higher stakes, and I loved every second of it. It was
Got a
so
battle pass.
fantastic. I got the battle pass for sure. And then number 1 is definitely Jurassic Park 1. That is it's my favorite movie of all time. As I've said before, it is like untouchable and absolutely just incredible what they created with those characters, what they were able to do in the 90s, which is some fucking crazy ass shit, but it's damn good. And yeah, I will stand by that as my number 1 movie of all lists of all time. So
Of all lists of all
Big
time,
list.
you're like the man at the end of time in Loki. Like Jurassic Park is always talking about. He's like, man, how do I get back home?
Just get stabbed.
Yeah. Well, we did it. That was a banger of a newscast, almost 2.5 hours, but we had a lot to talk about. Just that first topic, there was lots of questions and theories and whatnot. But yeah, it was lots of fun. It was good because, like I said, we didn't do a newscast about non-gaming stuff kind of since last week. So we got Obi-Wan coming up, Miss Marvel, a bunch of stuff. We'll have a newscast with Kirklin and Dylan with in the weekend, which is going to be good. And then next week there'll be more newscasts and just a Lightyear review coming. So tons of stuff coming your way. So thank you everyone in the chat joining us. Thank you everyone that's sending your questions. Thank you two gentlemen for joining me. Very fun times. I promise when you hear from us next, which will just be in another hour for people that watch live, or 2 hours, it will not be boring.
Peace.